Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studio. The Titans were back on the practice field for day 2 of mandatory minicamps, where head coach Brian Callahan discussed Cam Ward's bounce back after an early interception on day 1.
Yeah, great to see. Interceptions happen. How you respond to them and how you bounce back in a game is always really important. It certainly didn't shy him away from throws, which is what you want to see. They just, they kind of get ready and throw it again. And that's a good thing to see and for a young player in his position in practice. So pleased to see that kind of response. Pleased to see his performance afterwards.
In Tennessee Vols news, Tony Vitello getting to work on the recruiting trail, picking up a commitment from SoCon Pitcher of the Year out of ETSU, Brady Frederick. The Submarine pitcher out of Knoxville posted a 2.67 ERA with 76 strikeouts and only 19 walks in 77 2/3 innings. The NBA Finals continue tonight as the Pacers host the Thunder for Game 3 with the series tied at 1. Tip-off for that one at 7:30 on ABC. For our Nation Repair, whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Bring news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three Town 104.5 The Zone. It is Wednesday in the Music City. So Slade just balled up a piece of paper, shot it in the garbage. You haven't missed in like months.
Been a minute.
And you just missed.
Yep.
Does that mean that today's show is going to be off?
No, that means the season is almost over basketball. I'm on fire during the season.
He's on fire during the season. Babs, you are tan, dude.
I am?
Yeah.
You are, Babs.
It's probably because I just ran in.
What?
Heart rate up.
Yeah. Blood rushing to my face.
Oh.
Blood pumping.
I got you.
Good afternoon.
Babsy is here, y'all. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
NBA Finals, Game 3, coming up tonight.
Are you so excited?
I very much am, because we had nothing yesterday.
Nothing at all.
I watched The Accountant 2.
What?
No, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Out of 10, where did you have that one? It was a good idea coming off a first movie. Mm-hmm. Like, they changed it up.
mm-hmm. They did change it up.
Added a character. Subtracted a character.
Slay doesn't remember
Yeah,
what
I
it
forgot
is.
what the count is about. I gotta look at it.
I can read you so well.
You did.
He's like, hold on.
Oh, that's my boy. That's Affleck.
Oh, yeah, I love this movie.
No.
Yeah.
You're stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy.
I gave it a 9.
9.
I gave it a 9.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
do
hard
you
to get
have
a
your
10.
rankings in your computer?
Of my movies?
Yeah.
No, but I now that I saw it,
Now
I know
you
what
remember.
I gave it. Yeah, I know what I gave it.
Okay.
Because it ain't a lot of, like The Town, which he also did, was a 9.
I mean, to have
It's hard, man.
to have the assassin character on the spectrum is such a brilliant idea.
Excellent.
And then they incorporate his brother into the mix.
It was cold-blooded.
Yeah. Definitely that.
Yeah.
Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building. I got something new.
What new do you have for us?
What I have new is, you know what I think what I'm talking about? Den of Thieves 2 is what I gave a 9. That's what I gave a 9 to. The Accountant 2, I gave like an 8.
It's a little bit below Den of Thieves 2.
Yeah.
So
I
if
gave
you
it
gave
an 8.
Den of Thieves 2 and 9.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I'm sitting there thinking like, man, what? No, I don't remember his brother. I'm thinking Den of Thieves 2, but I'm looking at Accountant 2 right here, and that was excellent. Yeah. So
is this an announcement?
Yep. It has to wait.
What? Oh.
So am I playing the audio right now?
No.
Okay, waiting on it.
Slay had to go to the report desk. He's back, though.
I'm back. That was my good people over at Kellum Stem Cell Institute. Shout out to Brian Klotz, man, getting me in there. I told him, listen, right now my knee is the size of a little baby cantaloupe. So, I mean, at some point we probably should try to drain this before I go see Dr. Rob. Dr. Rob. Shout out to Dr. Rob, too, who said...
Did he tweet at you?
He tweeted at me, man. And the exact
You
tweet.
and y'all's doctors that listen to the show is crazy to me.
No, it's cold-blooded, yo. That's what it is.
Like, you don't even have to go through the receptionist and have people call you back and all these things.
His tweet was...
It's literally like Batman. You just put the sign out there.
That's what make it cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Heard your shout out on 3HL today. Appreciate it. Looking forward to meeting you on Monday. Be prepared for the Boom Boom Room Medical Edition. See, that right there lets me know you got the coolest assest doctor in the world right there.
Coolest assest doctor.
Yeah, man. That's him, man. Dr. Rob.
That's a whole other doctor that you need to go see.
Yeah,
so.
right. I don't need to go see that one. I'm good. No, I do. Because, Babs, what you say? I got to go do the colon thing soon?
Colonoscopy.
Yeah, I got to go do that soon. So I
need to do that too.
But this is the
You
other
haven't
thing.
done it?
Yeah, he's slacking.
See, what happened was...
No, there is no what has happened was.
So it used
Come
to be
on,
40,
boys.
and when I hit 40, literally they changed it to 50 when I hit 40.
Well, now it's,
But then they
it's
changed it
back to
back.
40.
Now it's back to 40.
No, I thought you
Either
said 45.
45. I think it's 45. Yeah, 45.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Let's go.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Listen,
playing with my
Mr.
Babs.
Look,
Team Mom
Mama
over here.
Babs right
sorry,
now.
Yeah.
Mr. Babs. Mr. Babs hasn't done it either. I'm all over his
come
butt,
on,
too. Why
Mr.
don't you
Babs.
all three?
You're
why don't
all
you
over
all
his
three?
butt, pulling fun fully intended.
True.
Why don't all three of you go do it at
Together?
the same time
Yeah,
together? You
I'm
can
with
do
that.
your prep work together. You can commiserate.
No, we
and
take
have
the day
a,
off. Can we
a
take-
colonoscopy party?
Yeah. You okay?
No, my knee just dropped.
Yeah, you can take off the day of your colonoscopy because they
Can
put
we
you
drink
out.
while we do that?
I don't know how to show.
At the end of it.
At the end of it.
There ain't nothing in your stomach though.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
Then y'all can go like gorge yourself after your colonoscopy.
Sounds like a great time.
Look at that.
Is
It's like a boys' party. It's a boys' day.
Boys' Day.
Go get
At
your
the doctor,
colonoscopies
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I'm all over his butt, too.
So I'm, listen to him, man.
This is a hell of a way to start a Wednesday
is.
show.
And I'm no longer in the building until I see Dr. Rob.
Okay.
You're not
Dr.
even
Rob,
in the
please
building.
take care of him.
I have a new saying now.
What's your new saying?
I'm the pirate. I'm the pirate. That's what I'm going to be. Because I'm dragging his leg like a wooden pirate leg.
Okay.
So we should.
And my
So
doctor
should we
is
just
so
call
cool.
you Mike Leach then?
No, I want to just be the pirate. Like, I don't need to be Leach.
Yo, pie.
Leach is the pirate. Yo, pie?
Yo, pie. Nah.
You saying that's my name? Mm-hmm. Oh, I like it. Yo, pie. Don't refer to me as Slay anymore, y'all. Until I see Dr. Rob. Dr. Rob,
'Cause
only you can fix this.
Because you are not yourself.
I'm not. I was wanting to show everybody.
You're a
maybe I can
version
do it
of
on
yourself.
Babs' camera. Scoot back, Babs.
Why are you putting yourself through this?
Because Anthony asked, could we see your knee?
Big Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Tony said on YouTube, Slay, you got to pull your leg up like Babs did with her Auburn shoes that one time.
Slade can't put his leg up because his knee's messed up.
Babs always puts her leg up in the air when she shows off her shoes. She's got bling shoes. She's got all kinds of things going on.
I got new shoes today.
Oh, you got new shoes today. See, there she goes again. This is a crazy start to
That
show.
was a whole lot of leg on one camera.
Oh, it was just legs. Sorry.
That was.
Sorry, it was just my leg.
It was just a mix of Dawn and Slay's leg on camera. That's all we saw.
And
you
whose
imagine?
legs are skinnier? Not mine.
Well,
True.
that's not fair, though, because basketball players have those kind of basketball legs.
You got this
They
bad
are.
knee, man.
The really
Isn't that
good
true?
basketball players, I swear you guys all have the same like calves and like little skinny down to skinny ankles.
This is
This
absolutely
is what
right.
this is the conversation of all the ankle injuries because nobody wears high tops anymore
Yep.
because it's not the cool thing to do. And all of the basketball players have that same build.
Yep. They no longer forcing guys to wear. Well, not all coaches. I know. I think at Tennessee, I'm pretty sure they either got to get taped or wear ankle braces. I know ours was we had to get taped. You better not come out there not taped, and you get a twisted ankle. Oh, you in trouble. You was in big trouble because why would you come out here like that? Unless it's shoot around, you might get away with shoot around. But other than that,
Trooper Tony, age is 45. Shout out, Trooper Tony.
I appreciate it,
Harold
Tony.
Hockett. All I see
You
is
know him.
Ash. Laugh out loud. Yeah, from both of us.
It's out
You
there.
know Trooper
Yeah, put
Tony.
some
He used
lotion
to
on
guard Fulmer.
Oh yeah, that's
Back
my
in the
guy.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
good dude.
Mr. Babs said, why am I getting text messages to go get my colonoscopy?
Because you're a man of the people, Mr. Babs.
Sorry, Mr. Babs.
She did
Sorry
say she did say sorry before she did it.
I did. I apologized. I'm sorry to put your personal business out there.
I'm starting to notice
Y'all
a
are going to have a
theme.
guy's day.
I'm starting to notice a theme on the text stram with Travis. about us talking about him on the show. It's he's not in a happy space on this text stream. Except when he went to go play golf with his buddy.
He'll be all right.
615-737-1045. The Pro Football Hall of Fame game is only 50 days away.
You ready for it, ain't you?
Chargers, Lions. I know, like, a lot of y'all don't care about preseason football and all that stuff, but it does signify something, right? To go ahead and have that first preseason game. We're in it.
Absolutely.
We're in it. The season's almost there. At that point.
Okay.
You see what you smell what I'm stepping in, as Mickey Ryan would say? The NFL opener, Dallas at Philadelphia, is 85 days away.
So 30 days between each?
35, yeah.
Golly.
5 weeks.
Man, they ain't really in it.
Remember,
we got to go preseason.
Preseason?
Yeah.
And that game is a week before the rest of the preseason.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just can't wait for, like, official camp to start.
Give me that. I'm more hype about that.
I'm more hyped about that
games.
than, like, the games actually starting.
When we come back, Babs is going to break this down. Switzerland crushed the U.S. men's national team. Babs will explain what the problems are and
Right on top of that, Rose.
How to fix them. In all seriousness, we'll talk about Titans minicamp. Mandatory minicamp day 2. A big-time play by the rookie quarterback that everyone's talking about. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
The Zen Sports app is now the VIP Play app. And guess what? The Week 1 NFL lines and futures are live. College football and NFL seasons, right around the corner. You just heard Mayor say it there. And customers, you can get a 10% profit boost on any NFL week in Game 1. All you have to do, go and download the VIP Play app. The website, if you want it, VIPplayapp.com, or just download it on your mobile device. You can claim your VIP Play welcome bonus when you make your first bet of $5 or more as well. You'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Just use my code DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and sign up. And then you can jump in on the VIP Players Club sweepstakes, which gets you entered into a ton of possible wins. You get 1 entry per bet, 1 entry per dollar bet, 10 times your entries on parlays and same game parlays. So go download the VIP Play app where everyone gets treated like a VIP Play. Use my code DAWNTN to get all of the latest offerings. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. You got to be 21 and older and located in Tennessee to bet.
SpringHillAC.com is where you need to head to make sure. However you want that to come out, make sure your air is coming out the correct way, because it doesn't matter what I say or how I say, just know that you got to go to SpringHillAC.com. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. They deliver all the services that the bigger corporate guys offer, but with the delivery and friendliness of family. That's what Kevin and his family, they bank on. The friendly family environment and treating you as such. So they know they won't live in it if you won't. They won't be comfortable with it if you're not. That's where they start. Schedule your 21-point tune-up for only $69, and summer is the opportunity to also get it repaired. Free service calls with their repairs, plus low monthly payments. And if you're in need for a unit, get up to 60 months no interest financing with approved credit. It's real simple. It's real cool. And you need to be cool. Summer's here, baby. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you.
What up, though?
Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to call you Slay?
Nope.
What did we agree on? What's your nickname?
Didn't you say Yo Pie?
Yo, Pie.
Yeah. I'm the pirate.
I still haven't seen that knee. I need to see how swollen that thing is.
I was every bit of a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. I love cantaloupe.
Well, yeah, the knee don't. But my good friends over at Kellum Stem Institute, told me to come over at noon tomorrow, and they would drain this bad boy, so it'll be back little.
How does that hurt?
I don't think so.
To drain it? You've had it drained?
Yeah, I had it. I know. I don't think it did.
You don't remember?
No, it was so long ago. There's so much pain in my knee right now.
It wasn't so long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Might not even been that.
It wasn't even that. It was like a week.
Yeah, I think it was a week. Yeah. It was like on a Thursday.
I love that you showed it. Like, you sent us a picture of the fluid without, like, kind of warning us.
Watch how much going to be in this one. Because this knee wasn't nowhere near that big then. Look at Savage. Yes, Savage. Another draining Savage. What's up? You want to change knees?
How are his knees in better shape than yours?
Savage 39.
Oh.
Didn't lead a ground much in his career.
And he's also not as tall as you.
That's a good one, yo.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Savage? Ramone Foster in the chat on YouTube. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And you can communicate with members of the 3HL family there. We've got a lot going on today. Real quick, you mentioned during the break you read something from Nick Suss, Tennessean, about Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah, man, really good article that he did. Go check it out in Tennessean.com. I'm not going to give it all away, but it's interesting to see what Cushenberry talked about that he's learned during his rehab and his recovery, how unpleased. Is unpleased the word?
Displeased?
Displeased. There you go, yo. See how displeased. It's good to have people in your classroom that you can cheat off of. How displeased he was about where his mind state was. And he said that it wasn't necessarily his play or anything, but it's the way he came into it. He said, and I'm going to just read half this quote.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel there was a lot going on in 2024. There was a lot going on, and I wasn't focused on a day-to-day basis. It's a lot to adjust to. New area, new space, new teammates, new living, everything. So that's all it was. Cushenberry has doubled down on his focus and leadership and admits he didn't do a good job in 2024. I'm paraphrasing now. He's been in meetings with fellow linemen and quarterbacks and developed a relationship with Cam Ward, which he didn't, to his, him being honest, like he didn't do with Will Levis last year. Last year, Cushenberry locker, Nick Suss said, was as far away from Will Levis locker as anyone's in the locker room could have been. This year,
that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he's fostered a relationship with Cam, and he's right next to him. So we've heard about Calvin Ridley being his locker mate. On the other side is Lloyd Cushenberry. Saying he's asking every day, like, Cam, what you need? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like, so that's
really interesting stuff. So you can read the rest of it with the Tennessee and Nick Suss's
great article, man.
But that's some introspection.
Yeah, because we've been asking about where he is. Very much so.
He didn't have to say any of that. Mm-hmm. That is very honest. So,
he does talk about where he is.
We talked about that last year, that he was not what we thought he was brought in to be from a leadership standpoint, and he just admitted it was tough. But it also makes me think that it was actually way worse off last year than we even talked about.
The team.
Mm-hmm. Well, the team dynamic, everything.
I love hearing stuff like that from anyone, you know, like where you feel like you fall short and then you address that to whomever you need to or publicly. That means that you mean it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
3HL presented by Ferguson Home. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home where it all comes together. FergusonHome.com. Zeph?
Real quick, I have something to interrupt the show with, and I'm going to play the announcement. Ramone Foster calls in and says, Mayor, fight me. Not bite me, but fight me. Both will get work.
I will never. I'll lay down before Big Savage.
Well, Mayor, to fight him? I mean, bite him?
Why? Because
No, fight. I accidentally said bite.
Oh,
no, because I said
like Tyson Holyfield.
Because he said he's shorter?
He's shorter than...
I mean, it's just facts.
Yeah.
Is he on the line?
No, he called in, told me to relay that message, and then hung up.
He must be driving.
What the hell? He needs to call back in so we can hit him with Cushenberry.
Well, you want to hear what Nick Holtz had to say about Lloyd Cushenberry today?
Yes, sure,
and his relation. I just turned my mic off. His relationship with
I do that.
with rookie quarterback Cam Moore, despite not being out on the field.
It's important. It's very important. You know, they're by each other in the locker room and they talk all the time. But really, in the meetings, they kind of already have started discussions about protections. What do you see? Do you need me to see this for you? So that relationship has started off the field, or not as much on the grass. And Lloyd's out here, and he's as involved as anybody can be with his current health situation. So I think we feel good about where that relationship's at, and I think those two are both mature enough, and Lloyd and all the quarterbacks have really kind of, hey, this is where I see this, and Lloyd's still very much the leader of the O-line, so let's say it that way.
You know what? I'm going to answer this. Let me sway from that just a little bit. I mean, we're still right there, but Vandy Chris just put in here, and I'm not Ramone Foster, but I'm going to answer this for Ramone Foster because I've been in the locker room. Hey, Ramone Foster, in hearing that, does that give you concerns about this head coach being able to foster a good locker room for his team if people who were expected to be leaders are saying that stuff? Me personally, that has nothing to do with the head coach to me. The locker room belongs to the players. Like, I've had professional coaches when I walk in their office without knocking tell me, I almost got fined for this. Well, we almost got to fighting for this. But he told me, get out of my office. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, your office is a locker room. I don't come in there without knocking. Don't come in my office. This is like my locker room. He was like, that's y'all's area. Like, I have no business in there unless I'm prepping for the game and, doing the pregame talk and then coming out. Like the captains, I think it's more like what Mayor said. It's more of a self-check and him understanding the role, what a leader is supposed to be, and he didn't embody that. You didn't embody that with one of the faces of the franchise, who was Will Levis at the time, the most important piece.
He's saying that he got affected by his surroundings.
Yeah.
And everything else that's going on, which is a natural human thing, but you got to check yourself.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I just think he's checking himself, and he's doing it publicly.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a reflection of Brian Callahan. I think that, Brian Callahan got so much other stuff to worry about. The locker room is the last place. That shouldn't even, a conversation about the locker room shouldn't beat me. I'm speaking from my opinion and what I lived through. First is going to the strength coach, who are the trainers, who's right there by the locker room. Y'all can police that if there's a problem. Then they need to go to the position coaches. Which position is acting the fool? Then they need to get to me if it couldn't get handled. Then I got to come in there and shut everything down. Hey, man, no music before 2 o'clock, or, cut the games out before 4, you know what I'm saying? Then you do that. That's not the coach ain't got no business. Business, BIDNESS, unless he's one of them cool coaches.
Jim friggin' Nance brought up, does this say something about the quarterback last year?
Yes.
That's an interesting angle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think so?
Yes.
When one of the team leaders said that he didn't connect with the quarterback, and he's the center.
Yeah. Well, I think Ramon's going to call in and give us his take on it. But yes, I believe that. But I don't fault Will Levis for it.
There you go. That's what I was.
If that's fair, I think that maybe it's just because he had so much on his plate, was trying to do too much and try to be a leader and try to, get the offense and try to make good decisions that he failed miserably at.
There you go.
I think that is why maybe their connection was missed.
I'm with you on that.
Let's ask a pro.
Ramone Foster.
Not that we're not all pros.
No,
but,
you just asked him. See what I'm saying, Savage? Look how they act when you come on, Savage. Let's ask a pro. Like, I ain't got 14 years under my damn belt. Dr. Rob, get me back active, man. I'm going back. I'm going one more year.
Don't put any of that on me.
I'm going one more year. I'm going one more year. Dr. Rob, get this little knee right. I got one more year in me.
That was her, not they.
I love how Bass just switched up so quick right there. Bass like, move over, slow guy.
Ramone Foster with us. He wrote, "Oh man, I'm calling in now."
I know my dog like these type of conversations.
What do you think about all this, Ramone? I know y'all hit this tomorrow with Ramone and Will 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone.
No doubt, and I'm on with y'all tomorrow afternoon too. So we double and triple up.
We're just
but
loaded
this
up.
is too good of a topic though.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: I 100% back up Savage to that too.
Yeah.
With everything that he said. Now made me think of a scenario of how a coach got involved in the situation to where it got to him. So here's the thing. Most of the times I will say this, there's a resetting of culture with what I think Callahan's going through also. Meaning, like, when we got in there, most of the centers were by the quarterback in the locker room because they were set up like that. Right? Like, Marquise was right next to Ben because Ben was a veteran and Marquise Pouncey was a young guy. So, hey, I know you're going to be his guy. You're right next to him. Next to him was Al. Next to him was Dave. Then we had a couple of tight ends, Heath and Matthew Spade, and then it was me. Right? So all of us are somewhat together. Then the D-line was on the other side of it, too, and the linebackers had their own. Like, that set up, I think, over time as you set your culture up. You got to think there's been a whole lot of instability here with this team to be able to set those, like the locker room structure up. I'm sure Callahan never even imagined having what do you mean locker room structure? So to Savage's point, though, about when, like, those issues come to the head coach, like, that's a Lloyd Cushenberry situation where he, to Savage's point, became aware that he needed to be involved and be closer to a quarterback to communicate with him. Now, a situation where a coach had to step in, to Savage's point, was when we were being little chatty patties on the football field about a player sleeping with another player's girlfriend. And it got to coach eventually as his own teammates tried to tell him, hey, bro, you should not be doing that. That guy's in the locker room with you right now. And the dude was just like, I didn't know anything about that. And Coach Tomlin walked in there and said, hey, young fella, is it true what I'm hearing? Yes, sir. Well, guess what? Go to his locker room and you inform him of what you did so we can kill this and we don't have any non-football issues inside of our locker room. So, yeah, Savage is 100% correct on that one. Coaches, it don't get to coaches until, like, all right, this can get real ugly. And Coach Tomlin handled it just like a pro, and he was done, went back up to his office. But, Savage, your coach is tripping. Why do you not have an open-door policy as a head coach?
Dog, this was a different – and the funny part about it, he was a player at one time over in Italy, dog. And, man, when he did that, we almost came to blows. I'm like, man, who the hell you telling get out of your office? Hey, put me out. I said, put me out, y'all. Then I was thinking, no, they can't wait to find me. Let me go on back down here. But I told him when I left, you better make sure you knock. You better not never walk in our locker room without – being somebody saying, hey, come on in.
That's
like,
so
I'm looking for it.
Man.
Yeah, but that's one of the things I saw with Savage when I went back up there. We were going to, I keep on confusing this. Was it the preseason, Savage?
Yeah, it's preseason. It's training camp at St. Vincent.
Yeah. So when you get an opportunity to watch it, you see how it's set up, you know where the hierarchy is in the locker room. Like what he just announced, and I even saw it after he was playing. Him walking back in the locker room, magnetic pull straight to that area. Yeah. Mike Tomlin walked in because everybody was supposed to be going to film, and guess what he said? I should have known where everybody was at. Yeah. Over here with Ramone and them. Come on, y'all, we got to go. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that y'all bring this up because it brings back a memory. Like, we had a conversation with Jeff Fisher one time, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I do remember him saying the locker room is the player space.
Yeah.
It is.
That's the player space.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, you got to think, too, Mel, before it got cleaned up as it pertains like the locker room.
There you go.
Like, the reason coaches don't want to come in there, you know how many tens of thousands are gambled in there?
Yeah.
You know how many raunchy conversations are had in there? And a lot of times, to Savage's point, like, coaches have lived that life. So a lot of them don't want to know, let me get on through here upstairs. I don't need to know about any issues. If you owe that man money, you better handle that before it gets to me. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on in the locker room to where you got to give Callie a little bit of grace. This is his first rodeo. That's why I think Bones Foster is such a huge addition to him, being another former head coach. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about what was it, Coach Wade Phillips. Like, that's one of the things that Sean McVay did. He went and got a DC with head coaching experience so he could focus on his stuff. The locker, like, you probably say, well, that's your job. Like, dog, I'm trying to win games and coach up this quarterback, Will Levis, last year. I don't know what y'all talking about. Right. And again, he's new to the equipment staff. Most times, like, our guys set up, okay, your locker probably needs to be right next to this guy. I'm sure they, personnel-wise, like, make sure you put center by quarterback. Like, that's what you expect moving forward, though. I say that.
Yeah.
Big signs from
I'm done
Foster.
with y'all.
No. One more.
That's good.
One more. Jim freaking Nance brought up an interesting point that gave us pause. What part of the Cushenberry thing when he said that he wasn't there for his quarterback either? He didn't have the relationship with his quarterback that he should have had either. And Nance said, is that an indictment on Will Levis that we just didn't know about?
No, you can't blame nobody, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
You got to think, like, Levis was handed a crap ton last year. And like, the vibes were high to where I don't think all of us, Nashville, the media, the team, like, imagined it being that bad. And when it went that bad, y'all know, like, I know all those guys on social media, man, they see it. And when it gets that bad and he's more memeable than he is good. Yeah. Like, if I don't know you intimately enough, like, it's hard for players to go up to a dude and be like, hey, man, I'm sorry that you are a meme right now. You know, like, but again, losing kind of creates divisiveness too, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know why teams that are good are super close? It's because they win. Yeah. Right? Like,
it's easier to be close.
Why.
Yeah.
It's easy to be close then. I can't wait to get back in the locker room, you know? But when I play teams like the Cleveland Browns, and I say this out, like, I'm not dogging them right now, but, like, when I played those teams, like, you heard that divisiveness on the field. Like, you see them during the games, like, man, that dude sucks right there. It's like, that's your teammate, you know? Or by the end of the season, man, I'm just ready to get to South Beach, dog. Can y'all get this game over with? Yeah. Like, that's what losing teams have to say and do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Savage.
Good stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm taking all my content from tomorrow morning. Will Bowling will be mad at y'all.
You'll have time to expound.
Resist, though.
Yeah. That's when you know it's good, bro.
The three of us will call you.
No doubt.
See you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt. That's it, though, man. That's I thought Babs' point, too, what she was talking about with is that an indictment on Will Levis. I think it's difficult because with him walking into a situation, I almost feel, man, he was so out to prove himself, like
that he lost himself.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Yep. You know what I mean? Like, dog, last year wasn't a fluke. Yeah, we came into the offseason. We know what it was. Watch what I do, y'all. Just watch it. I'm finally QB1. And then Cushenberry,
like you had too much to prove.
Yeah, and then you're coming to a Titans organization that was in flux as far as coaches go. Players dropping. Ben Jones walked away. You bring Cushenberry in, who's coming from a franchise like Denver, where you know Elway got everything. Forget the coaches. Elway got it lined up the way it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you talk about the locker room dynamic, you're filling a spot. Here you're coming to create something new. You're trying to fill for Ben Jones, but that same quarterback ain't there either. Same coach ain't either. It's a whole new regime right there. So, yeah, man, let me take my stuff and go on down here. And like he said, that's a self-check. Man, I look back on this, man, and that's what you get. When you have one of these silly injuries, like an ACL, something you got to miss multiple months, half of the season for, you first look at that, man, after you get off the initial shock of, all right, I got to hit my rehab. When you in rehab and you sitting there watching guys, watching plays, watching how people interact, that's one of the first things you do is say, dang, man, what was I doing right then? Mm-hmm. And that's what he looked back on. Man, to be able to pull the curtain back like that, that's dope. I accept that all day long.
So,
and to correct it.
What was your relationship following that with your coach?
You know what?
He understand?
No, we had it took about 2 weeks after that. We got to about the last month and a half of the season, and we had to sit down and have a man-to-man talk. Just me and him, no players around or anything, because it was spilling over to practice. Yeah. Like if we down here warming up, he may walk down and want to get in the drills to make us go over post drills, and I'm telling him, nope, you manage the team. I'm not doing none of this. Yeah, you're not the post coach.
Oh, you were a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I was him.
Yep.
Yeah, I was him. Now, I got it, coach. Hey, listen, y'all, we're going to go on this side. Everybody do the drop step baseline. Come on, I got it. Here, throw me the ball. Boom. Coach, go on back up with the guards or something. So, after that.
So, once you had the talk and cleared the air.
Yeah. And we played a big-time team, Siena, who was loaded.
Yeah.
Terrell McIntyre, Sean Stonerook, Romaine Sato. They had a mob. They won like 4 championships in a row and in the EuroLeague. We beat them, and we both sat down after that. It was like, because we, in the huddle during the game, we felt each other put the differences aside and say, hey, man, like, I need you to do this. All right, coach, put me in on this.
We still have a common goal.
Yeah, and that right there brought us back together. And that ended up being one of my guys. He could not stand Shane Foster. Ooh,
Really? Because I feel like Foster's like the nicest,
great kid.
best
He is.
guy ever.
Great. I'm telling you.
And like work ethic, all the things,
I'm
right?
telling you.
Was it the volume shooter thing?
No, it was just he wanted him to shoot. Like he was
Okay.
telling him to shoot.
Okay.
It was just something about he was young coming over. He was a rookie in a sense, getting to Italy, and he just wasn't feeling them.
Yeah.
He just wasn't
I
feeling
got
them,
you.
but he played them.
Yeah.
It just you could tell. Fratis. I can't wait. We're gonna have Shane on. We're gonna talk about it this summer.
You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The F&M Bake Chat is open. Robert on YouTube. This is an awesome topic, y'all. Fire.
This is really interesting.
Scoop, seems like Levis was a yes man to himself, thinking he could take on so much, and he overloaded. There might be some truth to that. Mm-hmm. I was also thinking about Cushenberry going public with his introspection, and I wonder if that's kind of a psychological way. He maybe didn't even think about it, but a way to hold himself accountable
Yeah.
by putting it out there.
That's how I take it.
Me too.
You do?
Especially
Yeah.
if you were, like you said, a captain.
He didn't have to
Leader?
say a word.
He didn't have to say any of that.
And if you wouldn't
All
look,
he
I
had
mean,
to say
we
was,
talked about it
look,
last
I
year.
need to be more focused on this. He didn't have to say the
He didn't have to
rest of
say
it.
all of it, yeah.
but we continue to talk about it coming into this season. Like if we sat right here with Whitlock and asked, man, who is the face of this team? And I said Big Jeff. He was like, who? Like, so to the national media outside, like who's controlling this thing?
Yeah.
Like, who do I go to?
Yeah.
Now we got Cam Ward's here now. So that's a tad bit
And
different.
he knew
first
who
of
it
all.
was. He was just saying, who?
But when
The
you go
defensive
to
tackle?
the veteran,
Yeah.
like it should have been immediately Amani Hooker, Big Jeff, Cushenberry. That's the most experience
Right,
on your
but
team.
that was also the first time Cushenberry had walked
no
into
question.
a brand new
no,
situation with a brand
question
new
at all.
head coach.
No
yeah.
question at all.
And that's basically what he said.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
we'll hit the Cam Ward play today. When we come back, everybody raving on it, and we'll give you the details there. Also, Michael flexing on YouTube, sitting by my pool overlooking the Pacific Ocean
Oh, come
in
on.
Panama. Thanks, Michael. We'll be right
Rough
back.
life, Mike.
Want to tell you about Xfinity, and they have everything you need with regard to anything related to your technology. Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Shout out Brian Wilson, R.I.P. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing a 5-year price guarantee. It means you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more. Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees are extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
What's happening, y'all? Bart Durham, Injury Law. You've been hearing it all year long. Who you need to call. Matter of fact, you had a prime example. There it is. That's what I'm trying to say.
Big Zach.
Yeah, a prime example yesterday was Zach Lyons in the chat. And that's how aware Blair Durham and Bart Durham Injury Law is about what's going on around the city of Nashville. They've been fighting for years. So Blair was in the chat, and he was letting Zach know things that you can do while you can lead a scene. As long as you got such and such insurance, you'll be covered. Like, who else operates like that, y'all? Nobody. That's why you need this number, 615-242-9000. 615-242-9000. Anytime you're in an accident, kids, moms, dads, uncles, aunts, cousins, anybody out there, no matter the age, know this number, and they're going to take care of you. I'm telling you, right now, they're going to get you through that accident and get what you're supposed to be compensated. 615-242-9000, Bart Durham Injury Law.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Look who's producing. Slay Dog, your boy.
Hey,
your boy.
Ross! We're here, baby.
What up, Slay?
I love Zelf.
I came in here.
That's my boy back on.
I came in here a couple Saturdays ago. Ross was in here with Coach Matthews.
Was it?
Yeah. And it's funny. Dawn always talks about We Live in the Matrix. So the day before, Tate Matthews was in here recording something. I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was good to see him. And then the very next day, I see Doug Matthews, his dad. I hadn't seen Doug in forever. Weird.
You just ran into all the Matthews.
Yeah, and then Ross back there just running everything.
We've been going at it on the weekends. Got Doug on Twitter now, so we're really getting after it.
Oh, yeah, you told me that on Saturday.
Let me go. Wait, do I follow him?
No, because it just happened. Ross did it. I got Coach Matthews on Twitter.
What's his name? What's his name on that, Ross? Coach Doug Matthews?
Doug Matthews 615, I think, is the user, or just Coach Doug Matthews.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, everybody follow Coach, man. We got some good stuff.
You're about to get, nothing is coming from Coach Matthews, though. It's all coming from Hey, Ross. I'm going to read all of his tweets in your voice.
That's even better.
Yeah. But I'm going to read all of the tweets in Ross's voice.
I can't find
Oh,
him.
gosh.
Yeah, you need to figure it out and let us know where we can find him.
Matthews.
Just try searching Coach Doug Matthews, I would say.
That's simple, huh, Ross?
I follow both of y'all on there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you did?
I can't find him.
I can't either.
No.
You think we're too old to find Coach Matthews on Twitter?
Ross, do I need to go to your page?
Maybe you do.
What's your name, Ross?
Ross Johnston.
You said, what's your name, Ross?
Me and Ross follow each other, so I ought to be able to find him on yours. Oh, there he is. You retweeted him.
Yeah.
Oh, follow back. Coach Doug. Hey, man, you know you made it when Coach Doug Matthews follows you. I made it, Coach. Thank you.
I wonder if people, because everybody knows that Coach Matthews is a huge Tennessee guy, right? There's no doubt he and Fulmer are like, at the hip, these two. Doug Matthews led the SEC in rushing at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded. Yes, sir.
Right? that's a good way to say it.
I guess the work done right there.
615-737-1045 at 3HL 1045. That was a good topic.
Yeah, real good. And the funny thing, Bab's been asking about him for about 2 weeks. And what is going on with Cushenberry? Has anybody seen, anybody heard?
I know. I'm like, I need more info.
And in the story, Nick Suss's story too, y'all, it talks about his recovery and where he is at it, where he is with it. Oh, a little burp.
All right. I had to write something down for the bingo card.
Uh-oh.
Why are you producing the show, Ross?
Just getting some training.
You can't imitate yourself.
Just get some reps. My boy just getting some reps in. That's all.
Zeph's going on an elaborate trip here coming up. So
little excursion, European excursion.
Yeah, Ross is going to.
He is?
Produce.
Yeah, I'm going to Barcelona and then Rome.
I love this, man. I'm 52 years old. I've never been to Europe.
Wait,
My man's turning 24 on Friday.
That's a place to be.
When are you going?
I am leaving July 28th, and I'll be back on July 6th.
Have you told us?
Yes.
Was I not here?
I texted you guys when I found out.
Yeah.
How you leaving on July 28th and back on July 6th?
Working or something.
June 28th, July 6th. My bad. Thanks for the call. So.
Babs, you need to consult my new calendar that I got yesterday.
Yeah, I do.
It's
apparently.
in here.
All right, Zeph. Good.
June 28th. Oh, you ain't going to be up for my birthday, Zeph. You're going to miss the extravaganza.
Look.
What kind of extravaganza are we doing?
Were you having a party?
Noonie?
Yeah, I ain't having one.
Noonie?
Is your birthday, Slay?
Yeah, I'm not telling Zeph. I'm just telling everybody that'll be here except Zeph.
What?
You'll be gone, dog. Don't worry.
So I still want to know about it.
Zeph, you literally just went on a honeymoon.
If I don't, but that was that was a honeymoon. This is like a family vacation.
Oh, yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm not alone with my fiance or wife. Dang it,
boy! You
Dang
better,
it!
You better,
All right,
Ross, you better take over.
Yeah, he's not allowed to
cut him
talk
off,
anymore.
Ross.
His mic is off now.
Boy, Alyssa's gonna choke this boy neck. You just keep on doing this.
Y'all
We're
just keep
so
giving me
sorry.
things to write down for later.
Hey, man.
So sorry, Mrs. Bonanno.
Thank you, Ross. Yeah, man.
We need to get Ross on that. What's that site you do where people get you to record things for them? or make phone calls or whatever.
Oh, it was a good site.
Y'all said this the first time.
Cameo.
I think Cameo.
Cameo. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Cameo.
We need Ross on Cameo.
Oh, that'd be dope. We can get on there with me.
Happy birthday, y'all. 615-737-1045. All right, here's the the Cam Ward thing. Everybody's raving about it. All the reporters are talking about it. It's all over social media. Cam Ward goes to the line of scrimmage. He identifies the blitz. He audibles. Checks out of the play. Ball is snapped. Drop back. Deep ball, Calvin Ridley complete.
50 yards.
I'm getting to the point where I need some negative stuff to happen with this guy.
No.
Oh, you just
stop.
had one yesterday. Barton pick.
One interception. But what did he do? He completed his next 18 passes.
Oh, dude,
That's not rookie stuff.
Yeah, we need to know if any of them 18 scored because I think Barton scored on his. Actually, better start putting that out. No, I think it's
Is it natural to okay, where's the negative stuff? Everybody's just blowing sunshine and rainbows right up your butt.
No, I think you
No, that's what's given in a mandatory mini camp.
Yeah. Then you got to understand that, this is a build-up as well. But we've seen and talked about these coaches, especially Brian Callahan, being as transparent as he is. He actually told us when things were bad. You just had to listen a little longer or make sure you cipher through it. But when it was bad, it was bad.
Yeah.
But when it was good, he also said it was good. We didn't hear that too much last year. And then once we got to the season, all of the good that was going on, he said when he came to the podium, I wasn't just frustrated with Will Levis. It was more about where was all this? You're doing stuff we've never seen. So he's talking about what he's seeing. Cam's out there dealing in 7-on-7s, or even if it's 11-on-11, no pads. He getting it done. I think it's some good work, man. Believe what I'm gonna continue to say. Believe what your eyes are showing you.
The Evan Bank chat is open. What's going on now with Ross and Ramone? What's happening there?
What was Ramone?
So Ramone followed me on Twitter, and I wasn't following him back. But I just followed him back. So I was letting him know. I said, I love you, big fella. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
That ain't cool, Ross, man. How you ain't going to follow the big dog back, man?
That happened to me with Lucas Panzica. I didn't know I wasn't following him, and I was listening to him on the radio, and he said that the mayor's not following me on Twitter. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Y'all got to do what you're supposed to do out here with the follows, y'all. Before they take that away from us. They already took, you can't see what people like away from us.
Yeah, they did take that away. Yeah. Too many people get. But what people do, sometimes I would like things so that I could go back and find it to talk about it on our show. Or
I
something.
retweet things like that.
Yeah. And then people are like, I can't believe you liked something from that. I'm like, I liked it so I could go find it so we could talk about it.
Let's still do it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Somebody hit me in DM talking about it.
Like Switzerland crushing the United States last night.
Yeah, I was all over that.
We're going to get to it. We're going to break that down with our soccer expertise. Over there at the soccer desk, there's Dawn Davenport. She'll break that down at some point during the show today. Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford, next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Get on over there. Where? LowTCenter.com. Hurry up. Hustle up. I got one over on McEwen. They got one in Hendersonville. I'm telling you, you need to go check it out, man. If you're having just those grumpy days that you're trying to get through them, you're trying to figure out what's draining my energy. Why do I feel the way that I feel? I need to feel better about what I got going on, especially day-to-day life. Shouldn't be a drag through life. You can do that. First, let's get your testosterone levels checked. Then let's understand exactly what's going on. Low T Center does all this. They have on-site labs where you can get whatever back. Whatever you're getting tested to see where your levels are, you can get it back and understand that you can get moving in the facet that you need to. Weight loss is also there. You and your spouse looking to lose a little weight in time for the summer, with the summer's already arrived. Semaglutide is right there for your prescription weight loss treatment. Listen, man, get over to lowtcenter.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans are back on the practice field today for day 2 of mandatory minicamp, where head coach Brian Callahan discussed Cam Ward's bounce back after an early interception on day 1.
Yeah, great to see. Interceptions happen. How you respond to them and how you bounce back in a game is always really important. It certainly didn't shy him away from throws, which is what you want to see. They just, they kind of get ready and throw it again. And that's a good thing to see and for a young player in his position in practice. So pleased to see that kind of response. Pleased to see his performance afterwards.
In Vols news today, Tony Vitello getting to work on the recruiting trail, picking up a commitment from SoCon Pitcher of the Year out of ETSU, Brady Frederick. The submarine pitcher out of Knoxville posted a 2.67 ERA with 76 strikeouts and only 19 walks in 77 2/3 innings. Also, the TV windows for every Tennessee 2025 SEC game have been set. Flex games at Mississippi State versus Arkansas, at Alabama versus Oklahoma, and at Florida. A night game at Kentucky and an afternoon game versus Vanderbilt. The NBA Finals continue tonight as the Pacers host the Thunder for Game 3 with the series tied at 1. Tip-off at 7:30 p.m. For our foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. 3HL is presented by Ferguson Home, FergusonHome.com. Bring your visit to Ferguson Home where it all comes together. Again, FergusonHome.com. If you would like to watch the show live, you can. Interesting shots earlier of Babs's and Slay's legs.
Yep.
On YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The Evan and Bake chat is open where you can communicate with some of the members of the 3HL family. The chat is live today.
The chat is active.
Very much so.
We had some good convos going. That's why. Shout out to us.
Okay. Shout out to us.
Hey, man.
Just saying, y'all.
Listen, you don't promote yourself. Nobody else is going to.
Saying, we always need positive feedback, y'all. Even if it comes from us.
Coach Mack joins us, presented by Two Rivers Ford. Coach, what's up? How are you?
Hey guys, just got through with another practice. A little worried about Jimmy Wyatt. He needs to get in the weight room if he's going to watch practice from the sideline.
Wait, what happened? Did he get run over?
Come on, man. What happened to Jim?
Well, no. He did not get run over. I mean, I'm not saying anything out of context, but that's why I always watch practice. If you ever come out there when I'm out there, I'm always in the end zone. I mean, first of all, you can see it a lot better. You get spacing. Sideline's the worst place to watch. And plus, I mean, they're going to throw an out route every now and then. Jefferson was screaming over there on the route. And to Jim's credit, he did step in front of him to try to save him from skidding on the concrete. But he needs to get in the weight room. He needs to do some more deadlifts because he got trucked back, and really Jefferson ended up saving him.
I have no doubt. Very, very well described there. Coach Ramone.
Well, you know why it described very well, because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Well, see, linebackers like to look from the end zone. Like Keith Bullock likes to stand over there too.
Well, there's no other way to watch it because you can't get spacing any other way. Any other way, you're looking at it one-dimensionally. It's flat. The sideline is the worst place. Now, coaches watch it from the sideline during practice because they can immediately go in and watch the end zone and the sideline tape immediately after practice. But I don't have that luxury now, so I watch everything from the end zone. That way, I know what's happening. Anyway, what else is up?
Ramone and Will asked a good question this morning, Coach. They asked many good questions, but I did pick this one. Cam Ward had one incompletion yesterday. It was the interception to Cody Barton. How significant is that in June that he completed the next 18 after the mistake?
Well, I mean, he's going to have his up and down times. I mean, today the defense got after him pretty good in the 2 minute and during practice because during the throwing session today, Denard Wilson had pretty much of a free reign as far as pressures. He was bringing I watched their walkthrough, and they put in a lot of different types of pressures that they were bringing, from different places. They had saying they lined up back there, behind the line of scrimmage as a 3-man jet game. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on today. And so, I mean, he had his issues today too. But here's the thing about Cam Ward that and again, I've never talked to the player yet. So I'm just looking at observations and watching body language and just watching him, every day. Whether he's having a good one or a bad one, he is very, very unbothered by any of it. If he has something bad happens, he steps right back in there. He's not flustered at all, and that's a huge, huge thing for a young quarterback. He's going to have his challenges,
right?
Just because the rookie quarterbacks are going to have challenges, but the way that he looks like he is mentally handling the good and the bad is a good sign to me.
Yeah, it was interesting yesterday. Just one quick follow up on that. When Big Jeff was asked about he and Cam Ward jawing, he said the most impressive thing was after it was over, he went in the huddle, called the play, threw the pass across the middle, and completed it.
Yeah, I just don't think a lot bothers this guy.
Right, I think that's what he was
don't.
saying. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, I've been around a couple of them like that in my coaching career as a quarterback, where they were the free runners, free riders, but the good or bad didn't bother them. They were really right back in the saddle no matter what happened. Jim McMahon was like that, and then Jake Plummer was like that. Not anything really bad bothered them. They just competed.
Man, we met Jake Plummer at the Super Bowl. That was a cool dude. Remember that, Slay?
Real cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. He had the little mushrooms and all
the shroom company.
The land he was in. Yeah, him and Kyle Turley.
His fingernails were painted like metallic silver.
Yeah, buddy. he out there, Mac. He out there, Mac. Let me ask you this, Mac. What you're hearing right now as far as communication going, what's that like between
Great
the defense
point.
and offense?
And that is a valid question, because that's the one thing that I right now. I mean, I'm not going to make any the middle linebacker that they signed from the Broncos. I mean, that guy's a legitimate player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I will say, the only thing I will ever hang my hat on early on before any linebacker ever sets his pads against somebody in contact is whether or not they're talking.
Yeah.
And because if the linebackers aren't talking and moving people, then it's because they don't know what's going on. That's the thing, and it's a very pertinent question, especially during this time. The things that they can do. This defense is talking a lot, and the young linebackers, both of them, Gray and Williams, are talking a lot, which I really like. Now, I'm gonna reserve a whole lot of judgment until they get those pads on and until they go down there and then go on the road in those 2 preseason practices or those 2 weeks back to back and are practicing against somebody else when it's going to get hot and it's going to get a little bit sticky.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm waiting for there. But the fact that they are talking now, they're getting a lot. They are a lot more settled, I will say this, than they appeared to be to me last year.
I understand at this point, Coach Mack, like you got to go, especially this period. It's an install. You're learning something new every single day and things that you're not used to. You learn the terminology. What is the communication like from the coaches to the players now?
Well, again, all I know is, I mean, I don't look. I've done this for so long. I don't go in to bother coaches.
No question. Yeah.
But when I'm watching them on the field, you can tell. I mean, this is a huge teaching portion of the development for these players. Huge teaching portion. And it appears to me, again, they've made some tweaks too, because there were some things I think, the head coach has said it, and the other coaches, when you talk to them, have said it. There are things that they know that they need to do different. But when you come into a place new, the first thing you're doing is when you're trying to install something, a lot of the time the players are just trying to learn what the words mean. Mm-hmm. Now they've been together for a while. Now they understand the process of what they are trying to do and why they are trying to do it. So, I mean, this is a great team. I start out every practice. I go down there with Bill Callahan, and he's got extended individual time with the offensive lineman. And there's some massive teaching going on down there during those periods. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Mack with us, presented by Two Rivers Ford. Coach, outside linebacker Draymond Jones said, I want to be known as a guy that can do it all. He said, we're coming out here to F some people up, get hands on people, and get nasty. I'm in on this, dude.
Well, and again, right now, I mean, there's a lot. Here's what I do, especially defensively, all the defenses I've coached in my life. And look, he's a legitimate dude. And you talk about doing everything. When you watch his previous tapes of where he's a guy that has been able to kick down all the way inside on defenses. This is a really strong physical dude. So, with that type of mindset, though, the best defenses I've been around, you had several of those players at all different levels defensively that had that type of a mindset. Because if you don't, then sooner or later you're going to have problems when things start getting a little rough.
Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Guys, my pleasure. See you. Talk to you.
Thanks, Coach Mack.
Here's this Coach Mack. How about that? We're coming out here to F some people up, get hands on people, get nasty, get after that B, he said.
Mm-hmm.
He also said he wants to be a very versatile player. He will drop back in pass coverage. And you start thinking about 270 in pass coverage. Yeah. That takes a special kind of athlete.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes.
But I know they want to.
Especially to do it well.
I know they want him to get up the field for sure.
Yeah.
When we come back, Todd Ferman. It's time for the Todd Father, and we will talk about the College World Series. Where can we find value? Who wins? NASCAR. They're in Mexico City. Great call on Denny Hamlin. He called that one. Denny Hamlin won in Michigan last weekend. Stanley Cup final. They resume Thursday. In the NBA Finals, Thunder and Pacers tonight, Game 3. We'll get Todd Father's take next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, big announcement from Two Rivers Ford. So if you are in the market for a Ford car, SUV, anything, guess what? They have employee pricing for you. Everybody. You and the whole family, and maybe you have a driver who is about to turn 16. Yes, Two Rivers Ford now offering employee pricing for all y'all. That means you pay what they pay on almost every single new Ford on that lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, I say it all the time, but it's true. What you see is always what you get. Salespeople don't work on commission. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Tons of people have bought vehicles from them, and they don't do things like tack on service packages that are fake to increase the price of the vehicles. Two Rivers Ford, upfront and honest every single time, and now they're offering you employee pricing. No better time to buy American, and there is no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford, home of employee pricing for you and everybody else. From America, for America. That's my friends at Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slade. Guess what's coming up later in the show, Slade Dog?
What would that be?
It's Dad's Week on 104.5 The Zone. Babsy will give away a prize.
Yeah, you don't even know. She'll know.
Sounds tickets.
Something that she found in the bottom of her bag. She'll give it away to us, guys.
I found it.
See?
It sounds tickets.
I'm telling y'all, man, I'm just going, let me make this announcement real quick. Zeb, let me make an announcement real quick, man. I'm going to cut this one short, y'all. Hey, fellas, if y'all didn't realize, this got to be the shortest week of the year.
What, Dad's Week?
Well.
How so?
It's just short. Don't it feel like it's 6 days?
Slay, you know what I realized? Now that you brought that up, my birthday is going to fall right next to Father's Day, like every single year.
You've been cheated all your life, man.
Yeah,
you can't.
And I even know I didn't even know it. I didn't realize it till now.
Yeah, man. Like this, I just want to throw that out there. While Babs is giving away this little stuff, like 5 days. That's all we get.
But she didn't give anything away on Monday.
4 days.
Yeah. Zeph, are you trying to make some sort of announcement?
No, I'm with Zeph.
No, like when it happens.
I thought he was trying to say he's about to be a father.
No.
No, it's on the way.
No. When it happens, I will have to celebrate my birthday and Father's Day the same weekend every year.
Shame.
Man.
Yeah.
Shame.
Slay, you got married near Father's Day.
Shame
You're
on
not
me.
allowed to.
That's right. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Todd Ferman is a dad to a dog, right, Todd?
Yep, that's about the only extent of a human life that I'm responsible for other than my own.
Good start, Todd.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you guys gave me such a rousing introduction. I wanted to make sure I fumbled the baton on this 4x1 relay race.
Appreciate that.
Well, you did call Coastal Carolina over Auburn. I'll give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean, Coastal went out there and earned it. I mean, like their head coach said, not a Cinderella story. You know, a program that has a national championship on their resume back in 2016, their only other trip to Omaha, and they're going to be a difficult out when you look at their half of the draw compared to the other side, where we get the heavyweight matchup to kick things off between LSU and Arkansas, and we'll see if one of those teams is able to navigate through the de facto losers bracket, whoever comes up on the short end of the stick in game one, which is essentially the marquee on Saturday night.
We will get to College World Series. Where can we find value? Who wins? The Murray State story is an awesome one. But you were also right about Denny Hamlin in Michigan. Let's start with NASCAR. What are we looking at in Mexico City?
Unfamiliar surroundings for the drivers. A lot of them haven't been here other than in the Xfinity Series, which was about 20 years ago. So everyone kind of works on a level playing field. When you're looking at the NASCAR schedule, they'll get a slightly longer practice on Friday and a chance for everyone to digest how things will unfold before they drop the green flag on Sunday. But Mother Nature could also have her say in things. It looks like there's some inclement weather in the forecast, so we'll see how that kind of equalizes the field. And when you're looking at Mexico City versus your traditional NASCAR track, elevation at about 7,200 feet, so we'll see if there are any engine problems. NASCAR allowing two different cooling systems for teams to kind of try out. So uncharted territory across the board. And, of course, the sentimental favorite will be Daniel Suarez, who gets his only de facto home race of the season for the first time in a long time.
So ultimately, you stay away from that one based on just no data points at all for that track?
Yeah, it won't do a whole heck of a lot going into seeing the cars unload. When we get a better idea of exactly how they perform in practice and if the track looks to be catering more to a high speed or slightly more technical, you can understand why Shane Van Gisbergen is the favorite, a name that most NASCAR casual fans don't see atop the leaderboard on a week-in, week-out basis, but he is kind of the gold standard when you look at road courses and street courses, given everything that he accomplished in the Australian supercars, and he'll be a short shot as well when we go to the street course in Chicago, July 4th weekend.
All right, where do we find value in the College World Series?
It's a great question, and for me, I'm kind of staying away from the two favorites, at least the way things stack up right now. I don't think you should really be running to the window to try and make a compelling case to bet on Arkansas or LSU to win the whole thing at price tags right around 2-1. You know, maybe you take the loser of that game if you want to have a little bit of SEC exposure, knowing that price should drift out. I think the other side of the bracket is where you'll find a little bit of opportunity. I'm not a buyer in Louisville. I have some questions about their pitching and not sure that's going to hold up to try and get them the the ultimate prize in college baseball. Arizona, probably a long shot that has more than a puncher's chance, some talented bullpen arms, and you have to give them a ton of credit after they came back after getting whitewashed by North Carolina 18-2 in the first game, winning back-to-back games. So that Coastal Arizona game, the winner of that matchup, I think is going to be a force to be reckoned with. The other thing, you mentioned the Murray State story. Anybody who's betting Murray State in the futures market, don't throw your money away. Not because Murray State can't win, but you're better off betting the Racers game to game and essentially creating a money line rollover parlay. There's not a team remaining in the field other than maybe Louisville, if that was the national championship setup that we had, where Murray State won't be more than a 2-1 underdog.
Speaking of Murray State, from a sports handicapping standpoint, like we know it was a huge upset at Duke, right? How big of an upset was that?
Pretty impressive. Against Duke, I'm not going to say it's massive. When you're looking at the price tags for Murray State to come out of that super regional, right around plus 260, plus 270. So kind of the NFL equivalent of being about a 7 to a 7.5 point underdog. But given how they got to this point, going through the Ole Miss regional and basically showing a power surge to get through Ole Miss, to get through Georgia Tech and Western Kentucky en route to getting here, and how rare it is to see a 4 seed that gets to Omaha. We do have a national champion that's done it before in the form of Fresno State, but Arkansas Little Rock would have been the true Cinderella, and actually what they accomplished to get to that winner-take-all game in the LSU regional, substantially more improbable of what Murray State's been able to do, although I do love a story about a head coach who, when he's not coaching a team, is out there actually cutting the grass of the baseball field himself. It is a real hands-on approach to what baseball looks like at the mid-major level.
Absolutely love it. Todd Ferman, our guy in Vegas.
He likes the smell of the grass. Nothing like the smell of the grass, Todd Father, to know your own stadium that sits 800. Edmonton and Florida. What is going on with the Oilers, Todd Father? Can they recoup?
I think they can. A completely undisciplined effort that started, real early on in that game that kind of snowballed and spiraled for them in the third period. Full chaos that looked to be more along the lines of a scene that we'd see in the movie Slapshot than what we've grown accustomed to in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Beauty,
and I think Edmonton has to be buttoned up right from the opening puck drop. This is a team that hasn't played with a lead for long stretches, if at all, this entire series. It constantly feels like they're trying to claw back, whether it was game 1, where they got themselves down 2 goals and had to erase that deficit, or Corey Perry in game 2 with the game-tying goal coming with under 20 seconds to go. Florida just takes a lot out of you. They are the consummate irritant that gets under your skin. They want to force you out of your comfort zone, and they've done a tremendous job of doing so. Edmonton ends up winning the game tomorrow night. Suddenly it becomes a best of 3 with Edmonton having home ice. So all is not lost. And it's the great thing that we love about a best of 7 series. You can have a game where you completely no-show or essentially get curb stomped and still bounce back and compete. It's not like European football where we're talking about the aggregate, where you lose a game by the scoreline of 6-1 that you just can't overcome that. So we'll get Edmonton's best effort tomorrow night. If it's good enough to even up the series remains to be seen, but I am inclined and have already bet the game under the total at 6.5. I think you're going to get the refs swallowing their whistles a bit more, both teams playing discipline given what's at stake, and we won't see the multitude of power plays, especially early on in the first period, like we've seen in each of the first 3 games.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you can make this case in a lot of sports, but talking to hockey people, they tell me that each game is basically a different chapter of a book, and there's really no momentum necessarily. The better team's going to win from, whatever, but it's just not like a momentum thing. So, for Florida to win 6-1, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, does it, for game 4?
No, you kind of flush it sometimes, and I've never been in this particular spot, so, you take it as a little bit of narrative and circumstantial evidence, but players will tell you that it's easier to try and forget a game where you get absolutely embarrassed like this 6-1 than the potential heartbreak of losing a game in double overtime like Edmonton did in game 2. And while you don't want to say, hey, maybe that had a little bit of a lingering effect and they came out flat, I think you oftentimes want to bottom out and then take the us against the world mentality. And it's an Edmonton team that's been here and done that. When it came to last year's Cup final, they erased a 3-0 deficit, did lose game 7 on the road 2-1, but you have to do a little bit of soul searching. You play with pride and hope you can use that chip on your shoulder and be able to raise their level of play to an intensity that Florida won't be able to match. The one thing that is a little bit disconcerting for the Oilers, we talked about the Zach Hyman injury and how it would be so difficult to replace his physicality and offensive production going into the series, and now they're dealing with an injury to another top 6 forward in Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. who will yet again be a game-time decision. And he looked to be handling, his upper body a little bit more gingerly than you'd like to see. A guy known to take a face-off here or there, didn't take a single face-off in that game. So something to watch and monitor as we get closer to puck drop tomorrow night.
Interesting. Todd Ferman, our guy in Vegas. A little sports gambling discussion.
That's all. Some light work. Todd, Father, let's go to the real sport, basketball.
Here we go. Here we go.
I mean, she is just so.
I'm not going to group basketball players of this current generation to what you had to go through. But any sport where I can take off 15 to 20 games during the regular season and it has absolutely no bearing on what transpires in the postseason, consider me a skeptic, because the next time I hear load management as it pertains to an NHL player will be the first, kind sir.
All righty, Top Father. Enough of that.
It's my favorite sport.
Let's dive in. Going back to Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. They're ready for it. Pacers, will they, in your estimation, go up 2-1?
What we've seen from the Thunder on the road is letting everyone hang around, and it doesn't matter what round of the playoffs we have seen it. The Thunder have not gone out there and put together complete efforts and exceeded odds makers' expectations, when they take things on the road. We look at the road tilt against Memphis, failed to cover, winning game 3 by 6, won game 4 by a narrow margin. The 3 games in Denver, they weren't able to get outside the number there either, losing 2 of those 3 games. And even against the Timberwolves, we're talking about, losing a game by 42 on the road and not covering as a 2.5-point favorite in game 4. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, as it stands right now, have the dubious distinction of being over from an ATS perspective out on the road this playoffs, and that's not necessarily consistent with a championship pedigree. Now, again, I don't want to try and bury the lead here, because winning and covering as a 5.5-point road favorite isn't the exact same thing. I look at the total, though, and the one thing we have seen from Oklahoma City more often than not is they typically ratchet up the defensive intensity, even if their secondary scoring options don't play their best ball. Yeah. I lean under the total at 227. I think the fact that last game went over with a ridiculous third and fourth quarter, I believe it was 130 points that were scored after the halftime break. Don't think we see that again. And the Knicks kind of laid out a little bit of a blueprint. If you can turn it into a half-court game and frustrate Indiana, that's probably the best way to keep some of that momentum on your side. No strong opinion on the side in the game for me, but I do lean under the total at 227.
Is it any way, with the points set at 33.5 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is it any way they can keep him under that? It looks simple, especially the way he gets to the foul line, the way he doesn't settle for threes. I think he's up this year shooting maybe 5 threes a game down from 3 last year. But the bulk of this offense and their winning comes from when he's being aggressive in scoring. Can Indiana kind of stifle that and we hit on the under 33.5?
5 out of the last 7 games, going back to game 1 against the Timberwolves, we've seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go over those numbers. 1 of those 7 games, he finished with 31. Yeah. And, of course, the game 3 performance that I'm sure he'd like to flush, much like the Edmonton Oilers in game 3, came against the Timberwolves where he scored just 14 points. Yeah. Easier said than done, but if you're the Pacers and you do lose this game tonight at home, make anybody else other than SGA be the guy to beat you. So for me, I'd look to lean under the total. I think Rick Carlisle, with an extra day to prepare, I guess that's pretty much every day in the NBA playoffs, because these guys get 5 days off, and the series is going to go to the middle of August. But I think that Rick Carlisle is going to throw some curveballs at SGA for some of those secondary scoring options to raise their level of play, and would definitely lean under 33.5, as dangerous and scary a proposition as it may be.
I was just complaining about that yesterday.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Top Father.
I just don't understand. We could take a Conestoga wagon from Oklahoma City to Indiana, and we wouldn't have to worry about travel. I could throw all the gear in the back of my trunk and rent the Ford Fiesta and probably do that trip in, about 10 hours? We're not traveling 2,500 miles across the continent like the NHL is doing here. But look, I know the NHL and the NBA do things very differently when it comes to scheduling. I'm critical of the NHL taking an extra day in South Florida so all the media types could sit on the beach and relax a little bit more, the same way I am for the NBA going from Sunday to Wednesday. And then, look, we get another 2 days off after Friday's game, so we won't even get NBA basketball on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, you don't need it. Listen, the NBA wants you to recover. Basketball, we allow time for the body to recover. It's such a binge watching the games, Todd Father, that we know we have built-in time for your body to get right. So when you come back on Saturday, you can go full-fledged and, let it all out. That's what we're saying.
I mean, whatever you have to tell yourself to put your head on your pillow at night, Slay. I'll sign off on that since you have much more experience on this kind of thing than I do.
How do we bet the U.S. Open, Todd?
I mean, it's hard to ignore the top of the board where Scottie Scheffler has really elevated his game to another level. He's not going to go out there and beat himself. And we've all seen the videos on social media about how punitive this rough will be, how narrow the fairways are, how fast the greens will be. And I'm not saying you should go out there and pick other golfers to try and beat Scottie, but I just can't find a way to justify betting him at a price tag under 3-1. So if you want to back a favorite, I think Bryson makes a ton of sense. His distance off the tee and his ability to generate club head speed, I think give him an opportunity. We've seen him in the mix to win each of the first 2 majors of the year. So 7.5, 8-1 does make some sense. If you're looking a little bit further down the board, 2 golfers that have generated interest and intrigue. Joaquin Niemann from LIV. I know he is typically a popular play at Augusta and rarely feels like he lives up to some of those expectations. But that's a guy at right around 25, 30-1 that's getting some interest in the betting market, as well as another unique talent who's starting to round into form quietly in Ludwig Aubert. We know he was in the final group last year at Augusta. We've seen him win a high-profile tournament earlier this season. And then one player further down the board, a long shot price that I've seen a little bit of first-round leader action come in on is Harris English. Not a player known for being able to accumulate birdies. He won't go out there on a course and shoot 25 or 30 under like some of the stops, but he does do a good job of bogey avoidance. Can't speak to his game, from a first-hand perspective, but I can tell you some sharper bettors have bet him in that 75 to 80-1 range to be the first-round leader after tomorrow at Oakmont.
I do think it's fun to get involved in head-to-head, golfer against golfer.
It's one of the markets that provides some of the best opportunity that's there. It's the same thing that we say about a lot of the betting markets out there. It used to be kind of the golden ticket for professional bettors, but the market continues to get more and more efficient, that you don't see nearly as much movement in some of those head-to-head markets, especially around the marquee players, unless there's an injury that's kind of flown under the radar. And as I look at some of the marquee matchups that are out here, haven't seen more than probably a 5 or 10 cent move on a lot of these things. And when the betting market isn't moving much, it tells you that there isn't a whole lot in the way of opportunity and upside. So oftentimes, the one thing I will say about betting head-to-head matchups, and the same applies to NASCAR, you can find better opportunity not necessarily looking to bet on a certain guy, but looking to bet against a player or driver, as the case may be.
Good stuff. Nick is a big Knicks fan. He wanted us to ask you who is the favorite to be the next Knicks head coach.
So if I had to make a pick right now, I actually believe Ime Udoka would be my pick to be the Knicks' next head coach. I'm not sure it'll happen, but that is the guy that I'd be looking at, despite them kicking the tires on Jason Kidd and the Mavericks rebuking their offer there. Udoka would be the guy in the market that I think could become the next bench boss for the New York Knicks.
I love that. That young man right there is going to get a championship real soon. He would have got one in Boston if that whole little situation never happened. But he's like, to take Houston to the playoffs and that turnaround they had, Udoka's a hell of a coach. I want to say like 36, 37.
Yeah, because he flipped Houston quickly.
Yep. And that's all AAU talent that he's playing with down there in Houston. He'll do great.
Yeah, I mean, what he's been able to do from a basketball resume standpoint, nothing short of incredible. I mean, you can say what you want about some of his personal decisions that are neither here nor there, but I think the Knicks definitely could do a lot worse than bringing a guy in like that. Like you guys alluded to, nobody expected the Rockets to be able to do what they did, and whether the Celtics won a championship with him or Joe Mazzulla, in my opinion, Udoka should get a lot more credit for that NBA title that they won than Joe Mazzulla.
Absolutely, no question.
Great stuff, Todd. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, always a pleasure. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Dawn, wish the same to yours as well, and enjoy what should be a great round of golf and hopefully some fun NBA and NHL action this weekend as well.
Thanks, Ferman. I will be in your city tearing it the hell up on Saturday.
Oh, and I mean, look, hey, just so you know, Slay, you're no longer in the hot seat. Dawn, the only time she tells me she's coming to Vegas is when she's trying to curry favor with all your listeners. I'm going through my phone right now looking for my itinerary or text messages about where I'm supposed to be, and I got absolute bubkiss. So I know where I rank.
See, here's the problem. You don't want to do the touristy things, and your girl wants to sit at a blackjack table for a lot of hours.
Well,
so,
and they've got a rental at the pool. They're going to the Sphere to see Kenny Chesney.
That should be a hell of a show. I'm actually jealous about that. I apparently, Sunday night, that I found out I'm going to see a magician. I don't really know much about the show or where this magic act is taking place.
Really?
So yeah, that's what I was told by one of my buddies. Apparently the wives have worked together, and there's a group of us that are going Sunday night.
I like that.
Oh, hell yeah. We're meeting up afterwards. We're going to show Sunday, too.
All right, we'll have to try and figure out. Drinks on Dawn Davenport's tab. I'm more than happy to oblige.
There you go. I will have hit
good, guys.
roulette by then.
And have a safe trip, Dawn.
Always a pleasure, Todd.
Nice.
Todd Ferman.
He's going to the tourist area on Sunday.
He never does that.
I know.
What's up?
Todd needs to give some colonoscopy odds next week for the boys from Nick in the chat.
Josh says rental at the pool. Yeah, I couldn't. The name escaped me. What do you call those things?
Cabana.
Yeah, the cabana. The name escaped me.
What'd you say, rental?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just got a pool rental.
Whatever, same thing.
They didn't rent an entire casino resort pool. They didn't do that.
Yes, no, it is not an entire pool.
When we come back, Tennessee football schedule is out. Well, the schedule's been out, but we've got time windows. That's very exciting.
Whole lot of flexing.
That and Davenport's going to break down the soccer problem. That's next. There you go. Want to tell you about my friends at United Structural Systems. They have been in business in Middle Tennessee area since 1994, a foundation repair and waterproofing company. Foundation repair, man, when it gets hot, and it certainly is that. And we haven't had much rain in a few days, but some of the symptoms you might notice when it's hot and dry weather, you might notice the soil cracking and pulling away from your home, leaving holes or gaps next to the foundation. Maybe your bricks are cracking, your walls bowing, doors or windows sticking, drywall separating, stair-step cracks in masonry, mortar joints, chimneys tilting or leaning. These are all signs of a possible foundation issue. Your house may be trying to tell you something. They also handle waterproofing, so if you have issues there, United Structural Systems, USSTN.com. They are your guys. More than 30,000 100% satisfied residential customers, homeowners, trust USS. They've been doing this a long time, and they will tell you exactly what is going on and what exactly you need, and they will not upsell you. Homeowners trust USS. USS keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS 615-488-7855. USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. Online at USSTN.com. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Remember how I wanted Jermaine Pratt at inside linebacker next to Barton?
Yeah.
Not happening. What you got, Zeph?
Yeah, former Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt signing a 1-year deal with the Bengals for a little over $4 million.
No.
Or with the Raiders, sorry.
There you go.
For a little over $4 million.
Come on, Seth.
Yeah, my bad.
You literally told me it was with the Raiders.
Yeah. It's a 1 year, $4.25 million deal.
Damn. That's nothing.
That's
who?
cheap.
Jermaine Pratt. 143 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions.
Also played in all 17 games in back-to-back
He
seasons.
hasn't missed a game since 2020, I think.
Should have knocked on that door.
Like Jack Tripper.
I'll be waiting for you.
Did you like Janet or Chrissy in that show?
Blonde.
Chrissy.
I like Janet's attitude, though. A good attitude. What was the old dude?
Ginger or Marianne?
That's from what?
Gilligan's Island.
I never watched Gilligan Island for real. I always watched it when it came on, but then didn't stop. I didn't watch it.
See, that one was before us, but it was in syndication forever.
But then when I watched it, I would turn it off. I mean, I would just start doing something else. But I always watched when it came on.
So you had it in the background, but you never paid attention?
Absolutely. There you go, Zeph. Good explanation.
Yeah. Marianne on that one. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Zeph, do you have the Tennessee football schedule time window?
Yes, I do.
What do you got?
So we already know the first 4 games of the season. Georgia, that 3:30 game or 2:30 Central Time on ABC. But then the rest of the SEC schedule. So they have flex games at Mississippi State versus Arkansas, at Alabama versus Oklahoma, and at Florida. So those are games that can either be in the late afternoon window or the night window. Then they have one night game scheduled, and that's at Kentucky. And then they have an afternoon game versus Vanderbilt. And then they have the 4:30 game versus, is it UTSA? Whoever they play, their homecoming game right before Vandy.
SEC Network.
Yeah.
You said right before Vandy?
Yeah, it's the homecoming game right before Vanderbilt.
Play Vandy that early?
Vanderbilt's the last game of the season.
I thought you said, okay, I'm tripping.
I said before Vanderbilt.
All right.
Florida's the one they moved to the end.
So that basically means the Vols only have 2 chances at a night game at Neyland. That's versus Arkansas and versus Oklahoma.
A lot of fans love that, though.
What, they like not having the night games?
Yeah, I mean, the night games are cool, but they had so many last year. Like, I know my BFF and BG, Bobby Graham, they used to always talk about it. Like, dog, this is these night games.
Because you like to get home?
Yeah, you like to get home, watch the other games.
Or students like to go out.
Yeah,
students like to go out.
All that, yeah. So everybody likes to go out. So it ain't just students. We all like to go out, bro.
That's true.
He's still thinking like a 20. You're not that far removed from it.
No.
That's why Zeph finds the sleigh tailgate, the sleigh gate, and can't handle himself.
Not handle myself.
Yeah.
Properly. Properly at a tailgate. That's how you're supposed to handle yourself. That's how you're supposed to act.
The insides of yourself into a Chick-fil-A bag.
Did it spill everywhere? Nope.
Well, we don't know. You just left it there.
Well, it didn't spill when it was happening.
So Syracuse, Tennessee, 11 a.m. in Atlanta. East Tennessee State is at 2:30 in Knoxville. Georgia is at 2:30 in Knoxville. I saw the point spread on that. It's only 5.5.
Georgia
favored by 5.5.
At Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's at Tennessee.
Oh, they come to
Is that because they don't really know what Gunnar Stockton's going to be?
Maybe
yet?
that's
Probably
it.
So.
Yeah.
Probably so. And then,
but is that an indication that Georgia is taking a step back?
I was going to say, is that an indication they still got the jury out on what Tennessee quarterback going to be? Just understanding what that defense is supposed to be. Because the defense is supposed to be better this year, correct? If Jamal McCoy comes back healthy?
Mm-hmm.
So
Aaron Carter's back. He led the team in
Aaron
tackles.
Carter's back. Joseph, what his name?
You like Moy down low.
Love Moy. Moy's a problem.
Against Arkansas, that dude was in the backfield. Yeah, Georgia is favored by 5.5 at Tennessee. Florida at LSU by 7. Texas A&M at Notre Dame by 7. This from Bet Online. Florida at Miami by 4. Alabama at Georgia by 4 against Alabama at home. Ole Miss by 2.5 at home against LSU. What else we got? Oklahoma at Texas by 11.5.
Yeah.
Texas at the top of the market right now. Everybody is all in on Arch Manning. Oh, here's one. Tennessee at Alabama. Bama by 12.5.
Wow.
Huge.
Did they even know who their quarterback is yet?
Yeah,
It's going to be Tyler Simpson.
It's going to be Ty Simpson?
I mean,
It has to be, right?
they say that it's a battle, but from what I hear, it's going to be Ty Simpson.
Is that guy, the other guy who's in the battle, is he a transfer in, or is he like a recruit that's been a freshman? And
I don't have my college football hat on yet.
Oh, okay.
Zeph got his on. Zeph almost in it. The person you need to be worried about.
We're
Zeph
like a
is,
month away from SEC Media Days.
I'll have it by then. I'll have it by then.
When you get
know that.
when you get Phil Steele's
talk to is
preview.
Babs. Like Babs is, I'm telling you, Babs is inching in it. She's like, ooh, creeping around the corner to it.
Did you see how she said that? Like, hey, knucklehead.
Yeah,
it's a month away.
Yeah,
Get on it.
We're here.
I just went through the first couple of weeks to try and figure out what game I would be working
I love
for the
it.
first couple of weeks.
Should we put a bet on it? Like a show bet on which one? Everybody pick a game and two gets it right?
It's not a bad idea. Let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
Texas A&M at LSU by 4.5. These are just notable SEC games as of right now. Oh, this is interesting. Penn State at Ohio State by 4.5. Georgia at Florida, which is actually in Jacksonville. Georgia by 9.5 in that one. So 2 underdog games for Florida. Everybody's looking for that jump with Lagway. Georgia by 2.5 over Texas at home. Oklahoma at Alabama. Bama by 14. Texas A&M at Texas by 10.5. And Florida State at Florida by 10.5. Alabama, Auburn.
Wiggle. Wiggle.
Wiggle.
40 wiggle.
Hey,
Look at the butt,
I saw some people, I saw some Vandy fans complaining about this, but no night games during the SEC for Vanderbilt at home.
Really?
Yeah, so they do have a night game at home versus Georgia State on September 20th.
That's a revenge game.
That is about it. They don't have any other night games at home. Oh, okay, no, I guess their first game, I don't even know who that is. Charleston Southern at 6 p.m.
Alabama at Auburn. Bama favored by 7.5.
Who is Alabama? Who?
At
Auburn.
Bama by 7.5.
I mean,
Iron
you
Bowl,
don't
baby.
really know what.
It don't matter if you do or going.
You don't know what
game.
either one is. We don't know who anybody's going to be. Except for maybe, Florida's quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lagway.
That's right.
All right, we're late to the break, Zeph.
Shocker.
Thanks, Zeph.
No, we're not. We're right on time. 55. Let's
Yeah,
get
I
out right
broke
now.
at 54 last time. We came back at 03.
Ah, well.
Anyway, when we come back, I've got something I want to throw at y'all. And it involves what it takes to be a good teammate.
Okay.
And maybe the best teammate you guys have had and what made them a great teammate. I'm going to play something about David Ross, who was a catcher and for the Braves, for the Cubs, managed the Cubs. Play that for you next when we come back. 3HL 1045 this home.
All right. Do you need new windows and doors? I'm going to tell you who you need to go to because I did all the research for you because I had to replace windows and doors in my rental property and my home. And I went through every single company imaginable here in Middle Tennessee and loved Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, a family-oriented, family-first company, and they mean it. This company, Pella, turns 100 years old this year, founded in 1925. They've got lifetime warranties on all their products. They serve all of Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky as well. Products are manufactured right here in the U.S., and if you don't believe me that they're the best, go check out their Google reviews. 4.9 rating with a ton of reviews. And people mention the quality of their product, the craftsmanship, and the process of installation, which allows them to warranty their work from sales to installation to service after installation. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville has the staff in place to take care of you, the customer, and they back it all up with a 10-year labor warranty, leading in the industry. And on top of it, they'll give you the Dawn deal. They let me pick a deal every single month. And for the month of June, 60% off qualifying installations plus 0% APR for 36 months. Schedule your free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Ask for the Dawn deal. It's PellaNashville.com.
Good evening. It's 5:03. I'm Justin Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studio. Former Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt signing a one-year deal worth up to a little over $4 million with the Raiders. Pratt started all 17 games last season, is coming off a career high 143 tackles. In Tennessee Balls news, Tony Vitello getting to work, picking up a commitment from SoCon Pitcher of the Year out of ETSU, Brady Frederick. The submarine pitcher out of Knoxville posted a 2.67 ERA with 76 strikeouts and only 19 walks in 77 2/3 innings. Tonight, the NBA Finals continue as the Pacers host the Thunder for Game 3 with the series tied at 1. Tip-off is at 7:30 on ABC. For our foundation repair and whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. 3HL is presented by Ferguson Home, bringing your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. FergusonHome.com. Support those guys. They're awesome people, and they do incredible work. Babsy Davenport is here, y'all.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Boom.
Happy birthday to Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Montana.
Hey.
He is 69 years old today.
Still the GOAT?
He shares a birthday with Baby Babs.
So is Baby
Happy
Babs.
birthday, Hadley.
Happy birthday, Baby Babs. She had a big old day.
Did she? How is, do you think she's like walking around the house listening to the show on the app?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure she's right on top of that.
With her cell phone.
Yeah.
That she has at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Cupcakes or cake for Baby Babs?
We're going to do a little mini cake tonight. Yeah. Yep. But
she already had the
cupcakes.
extravagant party like a month ago.
She did, and it's confusing her. She told me she's
Really?
turning 6 today because she already had her 5th birthday because Moana came to her 5th birthday.
Told you that,
We
too.
told you that.
So does she get more presents today?
She should.
She does, but she gets them from like the family. So she got her
family
friend's
presents.
present at her party. So like Gigi and Pop Pop and BB and Tom Tom and like her uncles.
That's
and
your last
aunts.
one.
So next year, if you do your party like closer to her birthday,
That's
she's
over,
going to be
Zell.
up.
That's over.
She's gonna be upset.
She's going to be
That's
upset that she doesn't get 2 days.
That's over.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about that.
I had to explain to her that she's not turning 6 this birthday. She's still turning 5. This is just her official birthday.
Please, can I please, when you get home, can I talk to her?
No. You're going to get me in trouble.
I saw, man. Guess what I'm, as soon as she get on the phone, guess what? Hadley, happy 6th birthday. You're a big 6.
Killing me.
You just
man.
had 2 birthdays in 1 year.
So they'd be like, wow, you turned 2 years in 1 year?
Way to go, Hads.
Wow. I've never seen that done before.
She thought she turned 6 today.
I see it. I told her, little girl smart, man. She different.
The funniest part of that is we found out on air that like we all went to the birthday party and then we find out on Monday that like, when's her birthday, like today or tomorrow or yesterday? No, it's a month from now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's confusing her. And of course, so Moana came to her birthday party, big hit. So she's like, well, is Ariel coming today? I'm like, well, no, because Moana came to your party.
Yeah, Hadley needs to dig in on this one.
You see, you know
what I mean?
And this is why I know Hadley going to be a daddy's girl. Because you see what she's doing to protect Harder.
Yeah.
It's no longer them two for ones. Them 2 for ones are out of here now. She tried to let that trickle on down to Hadley. We get you a 2 for 1. Nope, that ain't playing no more. You got to do one day, all singular.
Speaking of that, just,
she's making it
a quick real moment
It's my
here.
fault.
Can you imagine when Hadley's like a teenager with her?
Yes. I'm going to be right there. Gassing up.
No.
Come on.
I can't.
Yes.
It's going to be
These two are
fireworks.
Fireworks.
I cannot wait.
There'll be great moments, of course, but there will be fireworks. Yes,
it's gonna be beautiful.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the pirate.
Oh, we got a new intro. Pirate song.
Can you dance on one leg?
Peg legging along. Okay. Wait a second. This feels like Irish dancing. Yeah. Like he should have his goblet and his kilt.
This is straight from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
caramba.
I feel like it's from Brave.
Ninja Turtles, man.
That's a pirate thing.
Oh,
isn't
there
it?
we go. That's more pirate-like.
No, Bart Simpson used to say that too.
Yeah, that's the Simpsons, man. This is the Pirates.
Ay, caramba.
Oh, you send him to the plank. Matey.
Oh, man.
I like that.
It is
Thank you,
Josh
Joe.
Maxwell's daughter's birthday as well. She's 13.
Happy birthday, Josh's daughter.
Yes.
All right, we need to do this. We've been teasing this. I know the people have been waiting. Switzerland crushed the U.S. men's national team 4-0 at Geodis Park last night. What's wrong with Team USA, Babs?
To take a page out of Ron Slay's book. They suck. They suck.
How do they fix it, Babs?
They suck.
I think they need to get Lucas on that team and let him go show them how to play soccer.
No,
On the
do you know
team?
how they
Yeah.
fix it? They score goals.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how they fix
That's
it.
that's very complicated,
Well done, Babs.
very complicated breakdown right there.
Listen,
Yeah.
man. You don't-
Score goals.
listen, you don't
Or
have to.
how about this? Score a goal. Score a goal.
I'm telling you,
sense
man.
to me.
Hey, y'all don't have to go far to get the soccer expertise.
They
You got
suck.
it right here.
They suck.
Okay, I want to because in the next segment, Babs is going to give away
They suck,
something
Mayor.
for Father's Day. I understand, Babs. No pushback on this one.
Okay.
So in the next segment, Babs is going to give away Father's Day prize pack or whatever.
Yeah.
And-
Sounds tickets.
And we're going to play Rich Eisen with Albert Breer talking about Cam Ward. And
Yes.
it's going to be interesting. But right now, I want to step off a little bit. Step off.
Step off the what? Like the plate?
I don't
You
know where-
balking? You stepping off the mound?
What am
Like,
I? Step off.
I don't know. That's
Am I leaving?
80s. That's every bit of 80s. Step off, Jack.
Yeah.
Like, that's, come on. Man.
But I said,
Step off me.
I said it about myself.
Yeah, what are you
Step
doing?
up
dog?
off me.
Yeah.
She's uncontrollable right now. Happy birthday, Adley.
They suck.
Yeah.
This is about being a good teammate. And I found this. What time did I send this to you? Like 4:40?
This is about not sucking.
Yeah. I think I sent this at like 4:40 this morning. Somewhere in there.
Yes, it was very early.
No, only 6:41. I was awake.
Oh, 6:41.
I was not.
I wasn't in.
Actually, I was. I was blowing up balloons to surprise Hadley.
I sent multiple things. This one was at 6:41 a.m.
4:40.
This is about David Ross being a good teammate. Because he wasn't always a good teammate. He had to like learn how to be a good teammate. Like he was clear in wanting to be a good teammate. So I want to turn what they say about David Ross here to he was a catcher for the Cubs, manager for the Cubs. I mean, one of the more loved players in his generation. But then I'm going to ask you guys like who was a great teammate and what made them great. Check it.
David was a catcher in the major leagues for 15 years, but for 13 of those years, he was a backup. Got a chance to be a starter for a short period. Even though he was the starter, he got cut from the team because he was a bad teammate. I'm never going to let anybody call me a bad teammate again. He ends up getting a chance in Atlanta, backup catcher again, but he opens up the whiteboard and he starts asking everybody who comes by, give me 3 words to describe the best teammate you ever had. And he built a list for himself of the habits of what it meant to be a great teammate. And for the next 4 years, every day, I will be those things today. He goes to Boston, wins a World Series. Goes to Chicago, wins a second World Series. But in that last game, it's the last game of his professional career, he hits a home run. In his last at bat in Major League Baseball, Cubs just won the World Series, first time in 108 years. Media are interviewing him at field, and right in the middle of his answer on national TV, his teammates come over and they lift him on their shoulders and they carry him from the field. Not because he was the best player, but because he made others better. If you become a great enough teammate, you can become invaluable without ever being most valuable.
I thought that was really interesting about
That's
Rossi.
awesome.
That was tough at the bottom.
Another thing about Ross, we were there with the kids, and we were fortunate enough to sit low. And one of my kids was like, "Hey, Rossi, can I get a ball?" And he put his finger up, like, "Hang on." So Jake Arrieta was pitching, and he ended the inning with a strikeout instead of
This is during the game, not
During the game.
warm-ups.
during the game, he ended the inning with a strikeout, and instead of throwing the ball back to the first baseman and into the dugout or into the crowd or whatever, Ross comes over and gives it to my kid in the middle of a game. And it ended up being they were playing the Phillies, and Cole Hamels that day threw a no-hitter. So
Oh, my gosh.
we have a no-hitter baseball.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm trying to figure out how to get Cole Hamels to sign it, honestly, and he's retired. But anyway,
Does he
that's
live here?
That's
Everybody
my,
else does.
He may. I don't know.
Everybody lives.
That's my Rossi story. But I just thought that was interesting because I thought about you guys playing sports and Don played volleyball at Auburn and Slay Dog with Tennessee and professionally. Did you have a teammate that stood out to you over the course of your playing career? Might not have been the most talented player, but, I mean, you could count on that person.
I had a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
That's
it's a tough question, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love the intent, though, where he got the whiteboard and asked people what makes a great teammate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that helped him in his
literally wrote it all down to try and be that.
Yeah, and I think that helped him probably in his managerial career, too, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if he still has that whiteboard, honestly.
I'm going to be real, man.
You were fortunate to have a lot of guys.
Yeah, I was fortunate to be on a lot of teams that, man, really cared about each other, that had success. And I think, like what Savage said earlier today, that success, that keeps people close. You know what I mean? You're not, dropping the ball or your glove or the helmet or whatever it is and then going on about your business. When you have success on a team, like everybody's, hey, dog, what you doing after this? Or what we going after this? What we going to eat? Or who else we going over to play cards? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of stay together. Everybody kind of knows everybody. I will say.
So it's kind of a group thing.
Yeah, I will say, me getting to Tennessee, I felt like we became more united. But I
were you that guy?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I put that because of what I saw growing up, and mostly from my coaches, from junior pro, Big Terry, Coach Fitzgerald, all the way through, and then what I witnessed at Pearl Cone, being the younger guy coming in to the class of 97, class of 98, Buck Fitzgerald and them, the class of 98, Gates and John Henderson and all of them, watching them pull everybody along. You know what I'm saying? And not like these are the big dogs walking around, and they pull everybody along. So it kind of was that was the way it was supposed to be, because that's what I saw. I was just following in the footsteps of them, and I didn't know any other way. So I carried that to Oak Hill, and then coming from Oak Hill, the way we were, brought that to Tennessee and so forth. I think one of the best times I ever had professionally was in Italy, I think in 16, maybe my 5th year. No, not 16, but about 7 or 8. About my 5th or 6th year over there. And we had a team, and everybody was young. Everybody was in their mid-20s to late 20s, and everybody got along, and it was the only team I've been around that was kind of like a college team. You know what I mean? So that was the closest thing I got. It's hard to do that in the professional ranks, like what he's talking about, with so many people going.
The age range is different.
It's tough.
It's more business, less pride.
Yeah.
I've always said, I don't have that aspect of it.
Right.
I only have the collegiate high school aspect of it.
You would have it now if you played in college.
Right. I know it would be different, but
what you playing for?
But yeah, so I always, which is why I have such a different perspective when it comes to like the transfer portal and all of that, because I'm like, I played for the name on the front of the jersey, not the back. Like it was all about my school and the chance to represent that school and, do it at a high level and all that. But
did you have a teammate?
I did. So because you know how it is. You come, like I come from high school. I'm the best, and it's not even close. Any time I played, right? From where I came from. And then I get to Auburn in the SEC, and it's a transition. Like the game is faster. It's different. You have to realize it. And I struggled my freshman year because I'm like, oh gosh, am I good enough to be here?
Yeah.
And so there was an older girl, a setter, who just had like so much passion, but like happy passion for the game that spread. And it was her that was like, hey, like I wasn't meaningful to that team. I mean, everybody's meaningful on a volleyball team. You don't have very many people on there, right? But in my mind, I'm a freshman coming in. There's, older girls at my position ahead of me. Like, you're not expecting me to step in and help, but she still saw like, oh, hey, there's potential here, but yet she's not mentally in a good place. And so, and she was the all SEC setter and whatever else. And so she made sure to like give the whole like, hey, that was a really good pass in practice. Just small stuff like that didn't affect her game, and it didn't affect her team at that point because I wasn't contributing my first year there, you know. And just small things like that to where you look and you see, okay, there's potential in some of my teammates, but I got to bring them up to my level. And she did that with everybody, anybody that transferred in, anybody that was new, any, you know, younger, talented person that came in. Oh, that's a big recruit. You know, we need her later. Maybe not this year, maybe not her senior year, you know, where she's going to win games because of it, but was still very important to her. And that just helped the development. And we talked about set the culture all the time with the Titans, you know, and kind of building that with even the younger guys that maybe they're not going to come in and contribute right away. Maybe they'll be on special teams. Maybe they'll do this. But just the fact, and like I said, it's different in college and football. There's so many players, right?
So many players.
Basketball and volleyball is a little bit different because you have a smaller knit team. But yeah, and it like completely changed. I wonder what she's doing now, actually. I think she was like a psychology major. Doesn't that like track?
The last time you did that about somebody around your sporting world, we said the name and then we found out real fast. Remember that? It was a coach.
That psycho coach who is a professor. God, don't even get me started. Like that guy who ruined half of my team's mental capabilities is now a professor in like sports mind management or something. I'm like, what is wrong with our society?
Vincent Yarbrough and Zeke Isaiah Victor would be those two guys.
Okay.
What was it? Kevin Rentschler. That was his name. Jerk.
Isaiah Victor's playing in that TSU basketball game.
Deserved to win.
So I was thinking three things. I thought when I asked that question that it would ultimately be both of you guys were that person. But it made me think of when Dawn was talking about, you know, it didn't take a lot for her to come and give me some positive, uplifting words, right? It doesn't take a lot for you to affect someone in a positive way. Like it's not difficult at all.
But sometimes it's not in your DNA as a person.
Right. But can you learn that? You know what I mean? Like
Rossi did.
There you go. Cushenberry kind of talked in those terms.
It kind of fits in perfect with that conversation.
His words, and I didn't for that. Like I thought about this before he said that, but I mean, he got introspective. Said I slipped last year with some things, and I'm intent this year. But the other thing was, to Savage's point, it's funny how everything kind of tied in together today with this topic. Yeah. But to Savage's point, does the infectious energy that you guys were talking about lead to winning, or does the winning lead to infectious energy?
Well, when you're not winning, it has to start somewhere.
So
it's a lot harder, I would imagine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would go infectious energy leading to winning.
Yeah. But it's also a lot easier when you have a fresh restart. I think for the Titans' sake, that's what they have right now.
I appreciate the conversation. That went well, I think. When we come back, Rich Eisen and Albert Breer talk about Cam Ward. We'll also get Slay's take on Game 3 coming up tonight. That's next 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Do you have some monthly bills that are keeping you up at night? Some high-interest credit card debt, maybe? Guess what? Loan Pronto can help, and they can do it with a rapid equity loan, which means you can pay it all off in days. Yep, I'm serious. Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan. Get cash out now. Don't touch your low-rate first mortgage if you still have that. No appraisals, no waiting. And Loan Pronto gives you instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. This is a no-brainer. It's a win-win because your home has equity in it and it's yours. So use it. Get cash out to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. They just had a client last month that did it and got $300,000 approved in under a day. Paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. Big turnaround. You can do the same. Loan Pronto, A+ rated by the BBB. Nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. I know. I've used them. They're awesome. 615-499-50 5780. That's how we started our big backyard project, was with Loan Pronto. LoanPronto.com, 615-499-5780. Get debt relief now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
What's happening in Kellum Stem Cell Institute with holistic stem cell therapy? That's where you need to go get the inflammation up out of your body. Now, I know I got what's going on with this knee. It's a problem. But that's a little bit further in than just some stem cell. I got to go get a whole new knee. But other than that, leading up to it, man, I got to get this bad boy drained. And, I'm messing with Kellum Stem Cell. I hit him up and told him, first of all, I got to get it drained. Like, I have to. I'm going in tomorrow at noon. So that lets you know the response time that you're going to get, setting up your consultation, how quick that's going to be, the real information that you're going to get. That's going to be A1. And it's your body, your cells, your solution. When you're talking about your body's stem cells, understand that they're stored for future continued use. Now, your body's own healing cells, that's it. They're harvested and redeployed based on your needs. It's real simple. 615-850-4415. 615-850-4415. Get inflammation out of your body. Let your body fight for you. KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Throat Punch Thursday coming up tomorrow. Be thinking about it. Who deserves a throat punch?
Kyle, I've been throat punching people all week.
All week. You've had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
Steroids kicking in.
Kicking in. Still can't hear. Go see Dr. Mantle on Friday.
Man, there's something going on Division right behind us. There are 2 cop cars, a fire truck, an ambulance. It looks like over at, what's the name of Mark on Music Row is the apartment complex. Anyway. So, yeah, Throw
Hopefully
Punch Thursday.
everybody's okay over there.
Yes. Throw Punch Thursday will be Greg Cosell and Savage, Big Savagery, Ramone Foster as well. Misty.
Who can we throat punch?
That's right. Misty and Bon Aqua next up. Misty, what's up?
Hey, guys. How are y'all doing on this wonderful hump day?
It is hot day and hump day. All of those things.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I was trying to call you. Not only is it hump day, but it's also a Wish a Witch Would Wednesday.
What?
But you just can't say the other word on radio.
That's right. Okay. What is Wish a Witch Would Wednesday? Would.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah, but you take out the you take out the W and put the B.
I know, but did somebody do something that made you want to go down that path?
Well, that's just, I have a saying for every day. Working in healthcare, sometimes you're just like, you got your throat punch Thursday.
Yep.
All these other days, you just got to make something up just to get you through the day.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Slay Dog needs some health care.
Wish a Witch Would.
Yeah, but you take the W out and put the B in.
Yep. That's my kind of day.
We'll think about that, Missy. That might become a thing.
Sometimes you just got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what Bruce Arians used to say. Thank you, Misty. Appreciate it.
Slay, this is for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He's in the bathroom.
Dadgum. I had my 4-year-old grandson yesterday, and Slay's saying, I'm in the building, comes on. My grandson, that's all he says now. He walked into the house last night, and he goes, I'm in the building. And my parents were looking at him like, what?
Hey, he's just announcing his presence.
Oh, and and that's all he said all night long.
I love it. We'll pass it along to Slay. Slay moves down the hall a little slower. You can't make it.
You can't make it in a break.
In time for the next segment.
Listen, sometimes it's hard. I get it.
When y'all going to be at Twin Peaks again so I can bring y'all some horse rub?
Zeph, are we going to be at Twin Peaks anytime soon? Do you know?
We need some
I will look at the schedule.
All right, Misty. Stay tuned.
I can deliver y'all some horse rub.
I love it. You started a whole conversation.
I know. I've never had
that.
anyone bring me horse rub, so that'll be fun.
All right, well, y'all have a great day.
Thanks, you,
Misty.
615-737-1045.
I like Misty's accent.
Here's what's coming up. Yeah, she's from Bon Aqua. That's true. Here's what's coming up. Davenport's going to give away a Father's Day thing.
Yeah.
We're going to hear from Rich Eisen and Albert Breer, a conversation they had about Cam Ward.
Yeah.
But next, it's Mark in the Borough talking about Cam Ward. Mark, what's up?
Yo, good evening. I wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were with Cam Ward being the number 1 overall pick. It brings a different kind of energy to the whole team, right? Like, even the coaches. But, like, it seems like everybody just got a little bit more in them during this minicamp and leading into training camp. What y'all think?
It led me today.
There,
thank you, Mark. It led me today to ask, like, I'm waiting for almost the shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Like, where's the bad thing? Where's the challenge?
Okay, Debbie Downer. No, Mark, you're right. You know what it brings?
Hope. Atta girl.
It brings hope.
It's definitely true. But even when the man throws an interception, what does he do? He completes his next 18 balls. Like, is he unaffected?
It brings hope. Who was there was somebody who released a story about Cam Ward's heart rate, and Zach and Blaine were talking about it earlier, I think, just about how his sitting heart rate or
it's
heart rate
low, like Lance Armstrong
55,
low?
Yeah, and during a game never goes over 70 or something. Which is fascinating because, they have the catapult systems, all the systems, they monitor absolutely everything nowadays on these athletes. And it's just fascinating. I'm like, and while I was listening to that segment too, I was like, God, my heart rate's like 120 right now because somebody's going too slow in the left lane. And here Cam Ward is just hanging at 55 all the time. But there's something to be said for that, though. And don't you wonder what Will Levis's heart rate was during games or after he threw a pick, huh? Because I guarantee you it wasn't below 70.
It was like 275.
Yeah.
Mine is currently at 94.
What's mine right now?
But to be fair, like we have to have a certain energy
83.
level to do this show. So
You know when mine gets fired up.
typically I'm pretty low. Like this is not going to surprise you, Davenport, but typically speaking, my heart rate is pretty low.
As Mr. Babb says, sometimes I tend to run in the red.
Oh, he does, yes. I very
Oh, no, he says that about me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he does too.
I know. Great idea for a marriage. Two people that run in the red.
Well,
but we run in the red about different things.
He's mostly calm though. Like it takes something.
It takes a lot,
to get him.
It doesn't really take a lot for me.
Welcome back, Slade.
Thank you.
You're out of breath.
Missy from Bon Aqua's grandson, all he does, she wanted to tell you a story. I was like, sorry, he's in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a takedown. Oh, boy.
No, I said, we said it takes you too long to walk down the hall nowadays. You need that new knee. Anyway, he says, I'm in the building all the time.
Oh, yeah, was he?
Just trying to protect you.
Oh, no, I'm cool.
Okay.
See, I need somebody to carry it on because right now I'm the pirate.
He's
the peg
He's
leg.
got a peg leg. Peg leg porker.
Yep.
You can go visit with that guy.
Yeah, that's me.
It's right down the street. No, he's 4 years old, and now when he enters the room, he announces it.
Really?
He says, I'm in the building,
That's
I'm in the building.
See, that's what, and guess what? The kids out there get it.
They do get it. They say it to you all the time.
Yeah, man. Like listen, one thing you want to be known, either when you enter the building or when you leave in the building. But one thing for sure, they'll never forget you. Get in the building. Let them know you in there, y'all. I'm telling you. Let them know. If you got to announce it, they're just going to be cool in the corner. Or, you know what I mean, go in there with some great.
Yeah.
Do something great in the building. Where they be like, darn, what's the name at? And then guess what? Like little buddy, 4 years old, going to jump in. I'm in the building. They be like, hell yeah, welcome back. So.
She said his parents are like, where did he get this?
Uncle Slay, man. Uncle Slay.
Zeph, what you got from a caller?
So Weston Dixon called. He didn't want to be on air, but he wanted me to pass along this, that tomorrow in the U.S. Open, there will be a Dixon native teeing off.
Oh, I saw something about that. I need to dig into that story. We need to talk about that tomorrow.
I think he said his name is Cade. I'll look it up. But yes.
Okay.
In the morning.
You sound like me, half the information.
Yes, half the information. He's teeing off in the U.S. Open. He's a Dixon native, Tennessee native in the U.S. Open.
Yes. Also, we talked about a couple weeks ago, Robert Hassel made his Major League Baseball debut. Is from here. He's going to jump on the show soon when he gets a break.
Put them all in the game then.
He hit his first home run in Seattle the other day. Got to be a great feeling.
Oh, anytime you make a feat like that, a home run.
Yeah,
little ball hard to hit now.
Babs, you want to do your Father's Day giveaway?
Sure, because it is Dad's Week here on the Zone.
Let me get set to call. I know what to do.
Okay, hold on now. You remember there's a delay, Slay.
Oh,
hold on.
If you are looking for a gift for Dad this Father's Day, tune in all this week. Chances to win Dad tickets to events, concerts, and more. And we have prizes all week from our friends at the Braves, Nashville SC, the Nashville Sounds, Live Nation, much more. Right now, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to see the Sounds host the Iowa Cubs next Wednesday at First Horizon Park. 615-737-1045. Caller number 5 right now. Go ahead and call in to win your Sounds Cubs tickets for next Wednesday. You want more info on all our other giveaways? Go to 1045thezone.com/Dad's Week.
There you go. We'll have another opportunity for you to win
Good luck,
tomorrow
Slay.
and on Friday. Are you trying to win again?
I'm always trying to win. I'm really not trying to win. I'm just trying to make sure it's real.
Good luck.
I feel like our celebration is getting stunted by false advertisements. Zeph, are those tickets real, Zeph?
He's on the phone and not with you.
Yeah, they ain't gonna never let me through. I've already come to this realization.
They let you through last time.
Yeah, but then they try to say I'm too early.
You were calling number 1.
You were number 1, Slay.
Yeah, that number 1 should. Who want to be number 2, 3, 4, 5? You should always want to be number 1. Setting the tone.
Yeah, shouldn't number 1 caller win?
Thank you. Are you listening?
That's
Why
not a
do
bad
we
point,
do
Slay.
it number 5?
Because that's what we were told to do. And we're rule followers around here.
Yeah, sure, we really are. We're right on top of that.
Yes, we are right on top of that road.
Rich Eisen and Albert Breer had a discussion about Cam Ward on the Rich Eisen show, and it went a little something like this.
What did you glean from your discussions with Titans folks?
Leading up to the draft, one thing they found with him, that Cam Ward knew a lot of football, but he couldn't always explain it. Like he knew what to do, but he couldn't really take you through exactly like why it was that way. And so when they had the rookies in for the first time for the rookie minicamp a couple weeks after the draft, that started on a Friday, and on the Saturday morning, a couple coaches come in at the 5 a.m. hour, and there's Cam Ward running a meeting with the rookie tight ends, receivers, backs. They didn't know he was doing it. The coaches
running
didn't.
a meeting.
He just brought everybody in early
with the rookies,
so he could take them through the script for the day, take them through what they were going to be learning on offense. And it was, of course, a sign of like work ethic. He's there early in the morning with his teammates, but I think it was also, or at least they took it this way, as a sign of self-awareness. And so that wasn't for show, because every day that they've had a practice since then, he's had that 5 a.m. meeting with the other, rookie skill position players. I think it's kind of maybe a window into how important it is to him to be in position to get up and running and be prepared when they get to September. And they haven't named them starter yet, but I know the first team reps right now between him and Will Levis are 2-1. So they're certainly preparing Cam to be the starter there in early September.
Didn't Will Levis famously say last month, Albert, that anybody who's been in my position knows it sucks? So I think the writing's on the wall for him.
I remember talking to Brian Callahan about this last year, and in 2020, they very quickly named Joe Burrow the starter in Cincinnati. Brian Callahan was the offensive coordinator there, almost out of necessity, because that was the COVID year. And I think it's interesting that he's reversing course a little bit here. And I think a part of it, and this is me kind of putting the pieces together, Rich, but I think part of it is he wants Cam Ward's teammates to see that he earned the job after everything that they went through last year with Will Levis. It's let's give Cam every opportunity to win the job. Let's plan on Cam winning the job, but let's let him earn it. So the veterans in that huddle can see, they didn't just anoint this guy. This guy deserves to be our starting quarterback, should be our starting quarterback, is our starting quarterback.
Some interesting things there from Rich Eisen and Albert Breer.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
When we come back, some info on
running meetings.
When we come back, some info on NBA Finals Game 3 and the parlay. We may have a may or may not be funny as well. We might put that off till Thursday, but we'll see, timing-wise, what happens next. Come to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. New or pre-owned, they have a tremendous pre-owned selection. But if you want to go down that path, Gupton is the place to go. But new vehicles as well. Tons from which you can choose. Jeeps are phenomenal. Ram trucks. Anything you're looking for, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, whether it's new or pre-owned. Check out the inventory online, GuptonMotors.com. All of the inventory is there, both new and pre-owned models from which you can peruse. Also, the dealership information is there, address, phone number, all of it. GuptonMotors.com. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. This will be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Just tell them what you're looking for. They'll point you in the right direction. Take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. Again, the website, GuptonMotors.com. The address, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. Daniel Gupton and his crew are ready to help you out. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
What's happening, y'all? Bart Durham, Injury Law. You've been hearing it all year long, who you need to call. Matter of fact, you had a Prime example. There it is. That's what I'm trying to say.
Big Zach.
Yeah, prime example yesterday was Zach Lyons in the chat. And that's how aware Blair Durham and Bart Durham injury law is about what's going on around the city of Nashville. They've been fighting for years. So Blair was in the chat, and he was letting Zach know things that you can do while you can leave the scene. As long as you got such and such insurance, you'll be covered. Like, who else operates like that, y'all? Nobody. That's why you need this number. 615-242-9000. 615-242-9000. Anytime you're in an accident. Kids, moms, dads, uncles, aunts, cousins, anybody out there, no matter the age, know this number, and they're going to take care of you. I'm telling you, right now, they're going to get you through that accident and get what you're supposed to be compensated. 615-242-9000, Bart Durham Injury Law.
HL 104.5, the Zone NBA Finals Game 3 coming up tonight in Indianapolis with the series tied at one game apiece. This is the first NBA Finals game in Indianapolis in 25 years. The Pacers now with that split in OKC have home court advantage in the series. OKC at Indiana tonight. Thunder, a 5.5-point favorite, 7:30 on ABC. If OKC wins, it sets up a must-win scenario for Indiana in Game 4. Yeah. Pacers absolutely cannot afford to lose both home games and go down 3-1 headed back to Oklahoma City. In the last 3 months, the Pacers are 9-0 after a loss. They have not lost back-to-back games since March 10th. One note for tonight. Also this, the Game 3 winner goes on to win the NBA title 80.5% of the time. OKC, Indiana needs a quicker start. Halliburton needs a quicker start. OKC led by 12 at the half in Game 1 and by 18 at the half in Game 2. What's the key for the Pacers to get it done tonight, Slay? What's the key for the Thunder?
One, the thing about Halliburton starting quick, he's a guy that kind of takes what the defense gives him.
Lets it come.
So if he's not allowed to start quick, he's not going to start quick. He's not going out there on the jump ball saying, "Oh, I got this matchup. I'm finna score 30." That's not him. That's not how he operates. He goes with the flow of the offense. If the offense allows him to get the look that he's looking for, then hey, other than that, he's a setup guy. Transition would be a way for him to get going. That's what I would like to see Indiana do, to get out in some transition. Don't let OKC get their defense set. And they got to be able to get back and match up. However they're going to play SGA, you got to figure something out with that. Like that.
How
that
do you
ain't
play
gonna fly. Yeah, that. Honestly, Babs, I don't know. The man been averaging 30 for 3 years, damn near. So I ain't got a clue how you do it. I would say though, with them winning Game 1, the idea was not letting everybody get off. So if SGA is gonna go get his 30 plus, don't let Chet Holmgren have the impact. That's who started fast for OKC to help them win Game 2 and set the tone. Jalen Williams is another guy to get going, but Pacers. Play defense, get stops, and run. I know OKC young, they use their bench, but man, when that ball come off that rim, get that, kick it out, and then fly. You got to beat them in transition points, and you got to find a way to steal some offensive possessions, whether they be offensive rebounds or steals or whatever it may be. Keep the ball alive on your end of the court.
Great breakdown.
Thank you.
Parsley coming up. 3HL bingo card.
Ready.
What was said on today's show that might sound weird out of context? I'm all over his butt about getting his colonoscopy. Babs about her husband.
Poor Mr. Babs.
Hey, what's your name, Ross?
Ross.
Yeah, Ross, what's your name? I'm trying to figure him out.
I will not be alone with my fiance. I mean, my wife.
Boy.
That was
You forgot the dang it in there.
Yeah, dang it. That was F. That was F, not me.
Keep on doing this, F.
We need positive feedback, even if it comes from us.
That was Slay.
That was me?
He didn't even remember. Look at it.
Yeah, I'm telling us something the truth. I'm telling us the truth. Like, if anybody else going to tell us, we got to tell us.
I read that one and Slay looked around like, who said that?
That would be you.
She thought she turned 6 today.
That's my girl.
Yep.
Heads, baby.
That's the problem with having the birthday party a month before the birthday.
In my eyes, she did turn 6. Anytime you have 2 birthdays in 1 year.
See, somebody just wrote me on Twitter and said, wait, I thought she was turning 6. She turned 5 last month, didn't she?
Yeah, see? 4 plus 2 people. It's
I've got one. Trust me, she's so confused.
That goes back to the movie Clue. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. Yes.
What you got, Zeph?
I've got one. Dawn, let's talk to a pro. When Slay is right there.
Yeah, that was good.
That was what Savage called.
That was after I already gave a rundown and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Good average.
And then Slay immediately going, no, it's not like you have the 14-year vet right here. You know what? I want 1 more year.
Yeah, good amateur opinion.
Sorry, Slay.
Ramone Foster
that was
called.
Just poor timing.
So Dawn was trying to seamlessly go to the phone call and said, yeah, let's talk to a pro.
Yeah. What if this little dude just got finished?
By the way, I'm
not write that one down. I'm so glad you wrote that down.
I'm 100% turning that into a promo.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've had a lot of promos this week, man.
We have.
Sorry about that, Slay.
All right, you ready for the parsley?
Hey, hold on. Before we do the parsley, no. I'm just going to read a Todd Ferman tweet from earlier today.
Yeah.
He added you, but not adding you. He subtweeted you.
Todd Ferman, our gambling expert, right? Like, he makes a living off of it. This is his job. Social media tries to convince you being a successful sports bettor is hitting home run after home run, a.k.a. parlays. The only way to actually become successful is stringing together singles with the occasional extra base hit coming from a hitter's count. To which I said, at the Ron Slay. Check
You know what? And guess what?
He loves the parsley.
With this parsley, I know what I'm going to do with this parsley.
What you got?
I got to tell him, Zeph.
We're going to be late into us.
It's us.
We're going to be mad.
Let's go.
Slay Dog.
All right, here we go. We got to roll through this one. This is a 2, 4, 6, 7 leg parsley. Chet Holmgren, 10+ points. Isaiah Hartenstein, 6+ rebounds. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, under 33.5 points.
Ooh.
Thomas Bryant, over 2.5 points. Halliburton, over 4.5 rebounds.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren, over 7.5 rebounds. Thomas Bryant, over 1.5 rebounds. That right there. Yeah, that's going to get it.
I like it.
And guess what? I'm going to go back and bet all of those singles.
Yes. Do it.
I'm going to do it right now.
Because you've had 3 parlays that hit, and then I bet it singles last time, and you missed by 2 on both of them.
Yep.
But you won 4-2.
Yep.
And so
I'm going in right now,
pay me
y'all.
my money.
Pay me my money.
If you if that was too quick for you, you can go back on the YouTube feed and rewind it. That's what I do when I get home. Because I cannot write that fast.
Or like Moses. Moses don't know what to do.
I think Moses just gave up.
Oh, way to go, Moses.
Oh, man.
Listen,
that was a packed show, dude.
all the single bets. All the single bets.
All the single bets. All the single bets.
You actually like that 7-leg parlay?
No.
Parsley?
No, it's ridiculous.
Come on, Babsy.
Okay.
At least you didn't do
All right.
Halliburton points, though.
On the
I
way
did on one of the other ones. I did 3 of them today.
Real quick on the way out, TSSAA fully sanctions girls flag football for the 2025-2026 season.
Love it.
Okay, ladies.
Love it.
Let's go.
Think I can get Hads into flag football?
No.
I mean, it depends what age
She's
she
an
is.
entertainer.
I mean,
As is an
now
entertainer.
you're going to have present birth certificates to the commissioner.
Uncle Slay taking Babs to Hadleywood, which will soon be Babbittwood.
Hadleywood?
Hadleywood's even better.
I thought that's what you said.
I said Babbittwood.
Oh. Tomorrow's Stroke Plus Thursday.
Oh.
Be thinking about it.
I got one.
Okay. You're early.
We ready.
We appreciate you guys including us in your lives and in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. We certainly include you in ours, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you were getting a shout out to all my guys out there walking around peg leg like a pirate. Just holler at Dr. Rob. R-A-A-B. Dr. Rob, help me.
Shout out to Hadley. Turned 6 today.
Big heads!
5, 3, 8.